life. Let's get it. As the room fill up, be sure. Hit that like button, let a friend or a neighbor know where to go when they want to tune in to Cowboys Sports Talk and beyond. The name is Law Nation. The information for you to hear is about to start right now in a few. Cowboys' interest in Odell Beckham plus Mike McCarthy on Packers Game Insight. Let's get it. Come on. Ain't no party like a cowboy party. Yeah. Shout out to you, Ethan. Let's get it. Come on. Come on. Jerry Wayne Jones. Let's go. 5, 4, 3, 2. Come on. What's good with y'all, man? I hope all is well. I hope all is good. I know we tired of talking about it, but this the Cowboys, man. We gonna talk about it until we Cowboys blue in the face about it, baby. And that's just how it is. This team, like I said, the NFL is wide open, busted wide open, and I tell her, bring it back. You know, I'm a beast. You know what I'm saying? So you got to figure out a way to continue to be that beast. And you got to tell it, oh, it's wide open, and we going to bust it wide open, Cowboy Nation. That's what we should do. And here's the thing. Odell, yes, I get it. He's looking for a long-term deal, right? Jerry Jones, he's spitting his mind. The man, look, I know, I feel y'all. I get it. He got more years behind him than he have in front of him. And if anything, if anybody know any level of football, it's about the high-powered teams, you know, and especially about the philosophy and getting hot at the right time. But it'll be hard-pressed for you to sit back and say, hey, man, you know, I would rather trust the unknown versus the known, right? It's like me putting out thousands of dollars in an unknown commodity, right? For those who out there trade stocks, you're going to go with something that you know for sure. Doesn't mean that you're going to guarantee that you're going to be rich, but you're going to go with the known commodity. Shout out to those that's out here that's understanding that part of it. Now, there's still an element of unknown, though. I hate to say that, though. Coming off of a injury, you know, or recovery now, that's still the gray area. But you got to look at it and weigh your options. Do you truly believe that Jalen Tolbert holds that weight, right? To say, yeah, you know, I'm not going to take a fly at that because we got Jalen Tolbert. Or
simply because you don't have evidence that something does exist does not mean that you have evidence that something doesn't exist. Well, what I'm saying is that there are known knowns and that there are known unknowns, but there's also unknown unknowns. Things we don't know that we don't know.
James Washington, are you in love with James Washington, Cowboy Nation? You know, that there are things that you have to consider, and that is right there is what it is. Do you truly believe James Washington can be that guy? Right? That got to be the situation. Let's listen to Jerry Jones speak for himself, though. Let's listen to him.
There were, you mentioned you were watching a lot of the games on Sunday, so I'm sure you saw on the pregame kickoff shows there were a number of reports over the weekend that the team has some interest in Odell Beckham Jr. Can you talk about if that's accurate, if you guys do have interest, where you guys stand on that, and also just where you feel your receiving core is at in general right now at this point of the season?
Well, that's a big question. I really like where we are with our receiving core. We got, of course, Washington coming back, and that's a big
Washington. He say Washington real quick. Let me slap Jerry again. He don't say Washington. He don't say it real slow. Washington. That was so quick, I couldn't even know who he was talking about. Hold on, listen.
Of course, Washington coming back, and that's big. And we've got Gallup, who is just, in my mind, getting better at the level that we would expect him to be, and improving every day. And of course, Lamb, we think, is everything that we wanted at our number one receiver. I like the way we're pitching the ball, throwing the ball with our tight ends, and I think that's meaningful in this conversation because as I see us going forward, that could basically dictate just how aggressive we are in any type of additions that we have here with our receivers. On the other hand, Odell is someone that we have all the appreciation in the world for what he is as a competitor, and know that the Cowboy star on that helmet, when he puts it on, could look pretty good.
Wow. So that's Jerry Jones, his thoughts on James Washington. His thoughts on C.D. Lamb, his thoughts as well as on the rest of the wide receiver course. He said that he pretty much liked what he got. He liked his guys, and he will not dismiss adding Odell Beckham. It would look nice to have that star on the side of his helmet. He know that would look nice. When I look at Twitter, I can tell you guys, let me see if I got it right here. Let me pull up right here my Twitter because we got to talk about this. We can't run away from it. He's getting endorsements. FanDuel says, imagine Odell to the Cowboys would be a good fit. Now, he can't wear 3 because 3 belongs to Anthony Brown, but he would have to wear another number. But that's a good Photoshop right there. And we got one of the reigning guys that's on this team, one of the leaders, Micah Parsons. Man, OBJ talked to me. Let's do this. SHIT. He said it, on his Twitter. And what is Odell Beckham looking for? Let's pull it in. What he's looking for.
Whether it's, Buffalo, whether it was, Green Bay calling the Cowboys, whether reunion with the Giants, I want to be able to spill like my last, I'm not saying I only got 3 or 4 left, but these next 3 or 4 years into something where I could buy a home. Like I can call this place home. Yeah. I'm tired of living out of too-many suitcases.
Yeah, for sure.
It's just not. I've done the rock and roll life. My mom sent me this article the other day, and I don't know, maybe this dude has some self-esteem issues or something. He kind of was just attacking me, and it was like, oh, teams only want him for the name or whatever. But it's just weird that GMs of teams,
right?
Teams that are all going to the playoffs, teams that are all 6-2, all 7-0. The top teams are calling. It's not like.
Of course.
Any just team is calling because people know what I can do on the field.
So, from my research, there's only one undefeated team, which is now 8-0. That clip was done a couple of weeks ago, right? So from my recollection, from my knowledge of it, there's the Eagles out there. Of course, there's the Giants. He also mentioned the Bills, and he mentioned the Cowboys, right? Now, if you're an Eagle fan, you'd probably be sitting back saying, yeah, they got more cap space than the Cowboys right about now. They sitting on 11 mil. Cowboys sitting on 6, So the Eagles can clearly pick up Odell Beckham, match him up with A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, right? As well as Zach Pascal, and then you throw in Odell Beckham with Dallas Goedert. That's a unique weapon that they will have, and they can slowly bring him into the system. The Giants got Jones, Daniel Jones. Of course, Odell Beckham know the terrain, the landscape over there in Giants land, right? He can clearly go there. Or to the Buffalo. It's cold out there, but he got his boys. Stephon Diggs, he can match up with them. So if those teams are calling, the Cowboys better do their due diligence too, because a third of this is also, for the information, is to not make sure that the opposition is strengthened by numbers and depths. Now, can the Cowboys beat all of those teams if they go get Odell Beckham? Yes, it's quite possible, right? There's a chance in a situation if you stick to the philosophy and the formula. But why would you play around with fire, right? I'm quite sure on the open market, and you have Noah Brown there, and you have Odell Beckham, I'm quite sure even with his recovery of his ACL tear, that there will be more teams, more and more opportunities, more and more chances for Odell Beckham to be picked up versus a Noah Brown, right? And even if you contextualize the way defensive backs will play, they will honor the respect of a Odell Beckham running a route juxtaposed to a Noah Brown or a Jalen Tolbert. And I'm not saying we got to get rid of those two guys. I'm just spitting the truth to you guys. So, let me stop. Boyd says stop disrespecting Washington. He may be that guy too. You just hold on to him, you know. But you got to understand that this business, there's no excuses at the door. This business of the NFL is just like life. It would chew you up and spit you out. It don't care about your feelings. It don't care about if the aficionados missed the call. It doesn't care whether or not your team got an injured quarterback or not. You know, the world continue to spin just like the NFL. And why not go out there and grab someone that can help you, even if it's just for that purposes?
What do you need to see from Odell in order to bring him in from a medical standpoint? Also, though, like, you know, do you really have, you know, like the idea or want two guys coming off ACLs at the receiving corps?
The ACL boys.
Well, I think your point is right on, and that is we know that we should be aware that he's coming off this injury. Yep. But he showed he can do it and do it well last year. So that would go in the mix real good. His past, not experience, but his past dealing with adversity, if you will, of injury rehab. I think that tells you a lot.
True.
Jerry, when you look at making an acquisition, a big change like that in the middle of the season, you know, what do you do? How does that evaluation process go when you're determining whether you need to add somebody like that in the middle of the season? When you take into account factors like, are they going to get up to speed fast enough? You know, can we count on guys to step up their play that are already here internally? What is that evaluation process like for you guys?
Great question.
Well, I think a veteran player such as Odell, but my experience has been when we brought a veteran player in, they hit the ground running in terms of being able to compete, and so that usually is not a big factor when we think about whether or not a player can he fit? Now the player's individual skills, his people skills, as well as his past experience in terms of the systems that he's been in, if in fact he's been with several teams, all of those weigh in on it. But I think that you're looking at a player that his experience far outweighs any of that ambiguity involved with how's he going to fit your system.
No doubt. That's Jerry on Odell Beckham and how he will fit, you know. I get it. Labels, when you put labels on someone, it's hard to get rid of, right? And that's one of the things. The aspect of being a diva receiver or being a disruptor or a detractor in the locker room and things like that goes a long way too. And it's hard to get rid of that. I think that some people like Chad Johnson or Ocho Cinco or Terrell Owens of the world and come to play, and even Dez Bryant, you know, get sprinkled to that category that those guys somehow just don't know football, right? And you would prefer to go with lesser talent to suffice, which if you're trying to win, you're just trying to win. You're going to grab the talent regardless, right? But I get it. There's two sides to every coin. And most of the time, the Cowboys, when we pick up someone with that type of temperament, the media, the attention will always lean more on the negative connotations. But if you did any research and look back at what people had to say about Odell Beckham, as far as what he did with the Rams and that community, a lot of people say nothing but positive things. But it's hard to grade a player. And that's the link right there. I just posted in the chat. Be sure to check them out. 105.3 The Fan, Sean and RJ with the wonderful excerpt with my guy Jerry Jones. And, of course, it was Bobby Belt filling in. All right, so Cowboy Nation, that's what I'm saying. When you go to Cleveland, it's hard to regain any level of, especially as a wide receiver, of appreciation. I think that right now I was reading that even Amari Cooper, he was able to break some records and get things going over there in Cleveland just for the simple fact that he was going there and getting those things out of the way. It was just remarkable because they never had a wide receiver to give, I think it was back-to-back 100 yards. So those things goes a long way. Chris Money says voting is for sheep. So I feel you, man, but you got to put your name in the hat to vote. Brian put 30 back in on AB. They need to do that if they try to do that. Dez caught it. This is from Robert. Yeah. And let me go back to this right here, Cowboy Nation. Let me go back to it. Here we go. For those who just not tuning in, the Dallas Cowboys, man, this is from Parsons, right? This is from a defensive player. Now, show of hands that's in the chat area, let me know if you guys believing that Parsons is disrespecting James Washington. If Parsons disrespecting Michael Gallup, Parsons disrespecting CeeDee Lamb, is Parsons disrespecting Jalen Tolbert, is Parsons disrespecting Noah Brown and all of those wide receivers? The answer is no, because he understands the levels of talent. I don't think that nobody is in this chat box is qualified to say, yeah, he's been disrespectful, because I don't think that anybody in this chat went up against any of those guys that's on the offensive side of the coin, right? So I truly believe that Parsons, he understands, he got his levels and knowledge and information of understanding and knowing what it takes to win a game. That's my thoughts on it. So if he's giving a rating endorsement, who are we as fans who's not even on the field to add input to say, hey, man, this dude being disrespectful, right? This man don't know football. It's crazy talk, right? It's crazy thinking. I think that, the Cowboys, if you try to win, you do all that you can. And you make sure that if the weatherman is saying that it's 94, 95% chance rain, well, baby, you go and grab that umbrella. You don't walk out there and say, well, hey, man, 94, I'm going to lean on the 6% chance that it don't, right? Or if it's 95, I'm going to lean on the 5% chance that it don't. And see, the Cowboys fan base, we fall into that trap every single year, is that we don't need this and we don't need that, and as well as the front office. That's the problem. But I'm not pointing you guys out. I'm not. I'm telling you guys how it is in Cowboys world. And these are the realities. And then when the other teams go grab somebody, then they say, hey, man, I wish we would have went and got him. But the whole time you said, we don't need. I recall a couple of years ago, I made a profound statement that the Cowboys should go out there and grab the Honey Badger. But I got beat up in the chat because people said, no, we like our guys. We like Xavier Woods. We don't need the Honey Badger. Xavier Woods is the next Honey Badger, right? And then all I see was the Honey Badger lifting up a Lombardi trophy because the team that knew that all they needed was some help on the defensive side of the coin rolled the dice. But Law, he was coming back from knee injuries. Hey, Law, he would never play the same. And then he lifted up a Lombardi trophy, you know. So it is what it is. Cowboy Nation, look, put that butter knife down. Stop shanking the man for telling the truth. Philly trying to get Odell. They going for it. This is from Terrell C. Yep, that's how it is. Facebook user. And I was standing up for you, too. Yeah, I appreciate you, man. But look, so many people. Earlier this season, before the season really kicked off, when they was talking about players to go out there and grab, I vividly remember, hey, man, the Cowboys should go grab DK Metcalf. It would help, you know. Hey, man, Law, we don't need one-trick pony. He's a one-trick pony. I'm saying that if you had DK Metcalf, and I know, I get it, we have Dak Prescott, who's been out for 5 games, basically. So it's hard to give any evaluations to it. But nevertheless, you still want to better your best. You trying to – look, I'm looking at everybody's job, and I'm sitting there saying I'm trying to replace you for better and better talent, for more and more opportunities, so that we can win games. So we can't be talking about, well, hey, if only this guy knew how to elevate and turn and twist and contort his body frame to catch the ball. No, they got that out there. You know, I can't make this stuff up. But let's go on to Peter King. He was on 1310 The Ticket, and we're going to bring in Mike McCarthy conversation, and then we'll go back to the piece of Odell Beckham. So we'll open up the phone lines if time prevails, and we'll talk about that. But I heard Peter King. He had a great insight on Mike McCarthy. Let's talk about this. But before, let me lead into this by saying that Mike McCarthy, this game, regardless of how he say it, he is emotional about it because he was there. His kids were born there, right? His wife is from there, from that location, from that area. So, of course, he's emotional about it. So let's listen to this right quick. And this is no shade or jade at Mike McCarthy, but let's listen to what he had to say about that.
I mean, the lifestyle in Dallas, Texas is incredible. I mean, this has been an incredible opportunity for us as a family. But, you know, Jessica was born there, kids were born there. So, people, miss the people.
The people, man. And Mike McCarthy, if you team Mike, man, put it down in the chat. You already know the man been coaching his you know what off. He's got a coach walk around on eggshells, landmines everywhere, right? It's always clickbait situation for other pundits and critics to talk about this, the detractors, everything. The Cowboys haven't done this in 20-something years. You know how all of that stuff goes. If you team Mike, let me see MM in the chat. If you're not, Steve, please put the reason why, but then just put no. But let's listen to Peter King.
Of all the stuff that happened there, you know, and clearly the Super Bowl will be the most significant, I think he is most proud of coaching that team for longer than anybody else, obviously since Curly Lambeau. Coaching that team for longer than anybody else and really keeping the train on the tracks, keeping a great storied franchise that people all over the world love.
Yeah.
And damn it, whatever you say about him and whatever criticisms you have of him, he kept the train on the tracks for 12 or 13 years. And I think above all things, that's what he's proud of.
And this weekend, he'll be on the other sideline trying to stop Aaron Rodgers. What was that relationship like at the end? Did it get as bad as a lot of reports indicated, or were those reports a little overblown?
I think they were a little bit overblown, but I think this about McCarthy. Okay, so McCarthy is an old-time guy, and he's not necessarily a touchy-feely, get in touch with your feelings, Mike McDaniel last year in San Francisco. You know, Deebo Samuel was sort of a difficult guy to get to, and Mike McDaniel welcomed Deebo Samuel into his office in San Francisco every Tuesday around noon, where he'd sit there for 2 or 3 hours, and McDaniel would work occasionally. He would talk to him. He would tell him what was in the plan that week for him, all this other stuff, and he became really close to Deebo Samuel. And look, a lot of coaches, every coach coaches differently.
Yeah.
But I just don't think that is the way that Mike McCarthy grew up in coaching. You coached your players, they went home, you went home, and you came in the next day. You had good relationships with them, but it wasn't like you were necessarily personally close. I think where it got really difficult at the end with Aaron Rodgers is that you remember at the time, Rodgers was getting an incredible amount of guff from everywhere about his family relationships and the fact that he had shut off and basically cut off everybody in his family and all that stuff. And I think Mike really tried to reach him about some of that stuff. And over time, Aaron Rodgers was unreachable. You know, it wasn't that, you know, and that was just the personal side. I do think in the...
All right, so that's Peter King. Got a little bit more to go, but I want to add this to it for reference. Mike McCarthy is a very personal guy, as we get to know him, right, through these course of years. Now he's been here. He's going into his third year now, and we see that he's more personal. He like to say, hey, spend time with your kids, or take your wife out somewhere to eat downtown, or go out and do these things. Make sure you enjoy life. And from what Peter King is saying is basically, there was a time about 3 or 4 years ago, I believe, that Aaron Rodgers was going through it, right? And he cut off everybody. He was dating some chick, and, you know, they broke up, and kind of like the Tom Brady's fiasco that's going on, but he was just dating. He wasn't married. But, you know, the Aaron Rodgers thing, he kind of walled off everybody. And from my understanding of it, Mike McCarthy, for what we know now, is a very personal guy. Maybe he tried to reach in and help Aaron Rodgers, right? And that could have sometimes when you get close to people that hurt you the most are the people that's close to you, right? Let me just be real with y'all. We're going to be transparent. It's the person that's close to you that shanks you with the butter knife, right? That will really snitch and tell all of your secrets, your dark holes, right? That really know you. You know your weaknesses and will expose it, right? And indeed, that could have happened. You know, the way Aaron was attacking Mike McCarthy and how the media like to twist things. Shoot. That's just what it is. Let's listen.
On the football side, as you're seeing now with Rodgers, Aaron Rodgers has a lot of his own ideas. Mm-hmm. Some of them are very, very good ideas. But some of them, a lot of times, you know, some quarterbacks, I think, really want to have more control than what the coaching staff really wants. Russell Wilson wanted that late in his Seattle tenure. Pete Carroll wasn't quite willing to give up as much as Russell Wilson wanted. And now Wilson, it's not working yet, but Wilson has one of these relationships with Nathaniel Hackett where if he really wants to do something, Hackett puts it in the game plan. So I do think there's some of that, but the reason that I've always thought that was a little bit overblown is I knew a couple of players on that team pretty well. One of them was an offensive player who said categorically to me at the end, Aaron Rodgers doesn't hate Mike. Aaron Rodgers really doesn't dislike Mike. He said, you know, but you've been with somebody for such a long time, and after a while, somebody's ideas are not necessarily the ones you love anymore. And so that's what I think happened at the end. But I honestly think whatever day that Aaron Rodgers writes his book, there might be a page on, well, here's where I thought where it kind of went wrong with McCarthy, but he'll have a chapter talking about what he liked about McCarthy and how in a football sense they were really good for each other.
All right, so that was 1310 The Ticket. Check them out on 1310theticket.com to hear that full interview with Peter King. Shout out to those guys over there on 1310 The Ticket, as well as 105.3 The Fan. Both radio stations are dope in Dallas, Cowboy Nation. All right, so we discussed these things as far as the Odell Beckham saga in scenario, and on top of that, we discussed the Mike McCarthy going back to Green Bay, and this will be a game when we do matchups. So it will probably be on Wednesday, tomorrow. Basically, we'll go over matchups and things like that, and we'll get things going from here. Somebody said Mike Leslie reached out to Odell, okay, or he said that the Cowboys talked to Odell. Yeah, I think the negotiation stage will start now. He will be cleared from Jay Glazer report sometime this week. So he should be able to run routes, do some skill workout sets and things like that to see if he's capable of being something here in Cowboys land. Now, I'm on the record of saying this right here, Cowboy Nation. I explain things. I'm not saying that the Cowboys should. Hear me out. I'm not saying that the Cowboys should sign Odell Beckham. Just putting this out there. I'm just explaining what will happen if they do. The benefits, the cons, the pros, because a lot of people think that I got cheerleader pom-poms over here saying, law said, hey, the Cowboys should. I'm on record saying if we were to do the right things this offseason, we wouldn't even be entertaining this conversation. We will be talking about, hey, you can pick them up, but right now we solid, baby. We good with what we got. But we didn't entertain the right avenues during the offseason. We didn't. So that's why we're looking for extra credit. It's kind of like you're passing, right? And you're going back to the teacher saying, hey, is there any other work that I can do to get extra credit, right? Because I need to graduate with a 3.0. Because if I can't, even if I graduate with a 2.7 or a 2.8, it's not good enough. Don't y'all know that there are things that just because you are doing good and you're serviceable, right? And you getting passed with a D or a C, but in other levels, like in other positionings, even for the company or the job or the career that I'm in, the minimum qualification is 3.2, right? So if you present the information and say, hey, I got a 3.0, can you work with me? No. They said we need the minimum GPA in this field of study to be at the top, and we would take a 3.2 would be the bare. So it's important for you to make sure that you adhere and put your best foot forward in all that you do, because you never know. But some people, hear me out, and I'm speaking real to you. This may help you. Some people are just satisfied with going through life at D levels. Some people are satisfied in going through life at C levels. And then when it's time to be qualified, right, for said good stuff or higher pay or for more and more income, they say, hey, we want the best of the best. And then you present what you didn't put forth or bring forth your best. You get rejected at the doors. Now that doesn't mean that you're worthless, because there are people, hear me out, because I gotta always preface this, that dropped out that's making millions upon millions of dollars. But I'm quite sure in the back of their mind, they hustle even more harder. Because they know for sure that in order for me to make it, shoot, I got no way to fumble right? So I just got to tell you guys that on that aspect, So I'm just telling you that if you have the opportunity and if you have the ability, put your best foot forward. Bring out the best possibilities because you never know. The craziest thing of it all, the hard work that I put in earlier didn't pay off the time that I graduated. It took me many hills and valleys to go up. It was just like this. It was just like a roller coaster, up and down, up and down, up and down. But when my hard work, when it got time to present the information, do you have your transcript, right? Do you have your hard paper that you really grind for? Can you present it to me? And I said, yes. And they looked it up. Oh, you qualify. Come on in, baby. So the other part of the story is, never give up too. Even though you put in the hard work, you still got to stay focused and don't give up. Don't give up. Trust me, I've been rejected more times than they said you've been, hey, you are able to receive. I got more rejections. I kid you guys not. I kept all of my rejection letters. And all I was saying to myself, every no is a closer to my yes, right? And shout out to Les Brown, let no be your vitamin, right? So you just take those, right? And then you fool around, look back, shoot. It was God's plan the whole time. I had to go through the triple darkness and the birth of the fire and flames to get here, baby. We regret to inform you another candidate been selected. I got so much into it. Let me just say this before I go to the other part. I got so much into it, I started looking up who was that other candidate that was selected, And then I would watch and I'd sit there and say, hey, that candidate can't be better than me. Why is that candidate is better than me? And then 6 months, 7 months go by, that candidate move on, right? Then I put my name back in the hat. We regret to inform you another candidate been selected for this role. Who received letters like that, right? Or emails. And then you try to petition it, you try to send it back. We regret to inform you that we stood. So then when they finally send me that letter saying, hey, we would like to inform you that you have been selected, you be like, oh, wow, me. Oh, my goodness, man. Had to let everybody know. But then, shoot, you still having in your mind, man, maybe that's a typo. All these rejections I got, I ain't going to tell nobody until after 90 days. That means you're humble, right? JoJo says, can we just sign Lance Lenore and just get it over with? JoJo, man. Lance Lenore, my guy, man. Shout out to him, man. I saw him playing for the what's that league that my guy just came from, Cavante Turpin? What's the name of that league? Cavante Turpin came from. He was playing in that league, Lance Lenore. I said, Lance Lenore? So shout out to Lance, man. He's a good guy, man. We know him over the XFL. Yeah, Lance Lenore played for the XFL, Breaking news, what about it? y'all tripping, man. Alan Hearns. Since y'all want to have some fun, let's listen back to Jerry Jones.
Hey, good morning to you guys. How are y'all doing? Good morning.
Great. We wanted to see how you spent your off weekend.
Having fun this morning.
Yes.
Listen to Jerry right quick before we go.
I used my bye week wisely.
How'd you do?
I went fully bye.
Okay.
I said goodbye to Gene. See, it's bye. Bye week. BYE. I said goodbye to Gene, and I went on a crafty tour of the Southwest.
Huh. What is that?
It's where you get a crafty in all the major cities to see which one you enjoy the most.
Well, thanks for the bingo, but I can't believe you did that in the off week.
I'm talking about craft beer. Jub, get your mind out of the toilet.
What were you thinking, George?
Yeah.
What he brings up every week.
I'm talking about craft beer, not the tug and wipe of the Patriot persuasion.
See, I thought you were more of a whiskey guy than a beer guy.
Well, I am, but I'm trying to get into craft beer now because I understand that's popular.
It is popular.
Real popular.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, not the Robert Crafty kind. I do that on my non-bye weeks. So bye week's very different.
Okay.
I just focus on beer. But the rest of the weeks, I mean, it is just a tug fest. Hey, listen, we've been practicing hard.
Have you?
We're getting ready for this game. We've been practicing hard, except for Zeke. Right. He's not been practicing hard. You know, he's injured right now.
Okay, Jerry.
So he does these weird exercises, for ball security. He just honks boobs over and over again to increase his finger strength.
That was a long time ago, too.
Yeah, you can't trust Zeke around some C cups in a parade. I mean, he goes crazy. No, but we're focusing on football. And we're looking really forward to going up there to Wisconsin and getting our revenge on the Packers.
Yeah, how about that? Mike McCarthy's return to Green Bay ought to be really interesting.
And I cannot wait to see Mike McCarthy go up there and beat his old team.
Yeah.
And, I'm all ready to get up there, and I'm going to Lambeau, and I'm going to install a plaque up there.
Really? What? For what?
It's going to say here on this side in January of 2015, Dez called it.
Oh,
he did.
Man. We got to get over that.
I don't think they'll like that, by the way.
I'm going to install it right there. Well, that's the thing. I bought some shares in the Green Bay Packers. You know, you can buy them, just regular person can buy
Yeah.
it. It's fan-owned.
Fan-owned, yeah.
So I bought enough shares to buy that 1 square foot section of Lambeau Field where I can erect my plaque.
Okay. Hey, why don't you do that around here? Why don't you sell off shares to Cowboy fans?
Yeah.
No.
What?
No, I want to own the Cowboys lock, stock, and barrel.
Okay.
But yeah, McCarthy going up there to beat his old team.
McCarthy.
The same way Dez beat his mama, allegedly, in that incident that we're all forgetting about.
Oh,
No,
you
we're past it.
Old incidents from a long time ago.
They got no filter,
But,
man.
of course, beating the Packers ain't going to be too tough these days, is it?
Well, be careful. It's the NFL. You never know what's going to happen.
George, you see the way they played that last game. They got nothing.
Yeah, they look pretty bad.
They do.
We're all getting up to Wisconsin in different ways. Jean is taking the yacht up there.
She's going to take it up to Mississippi?
She's going to go straight up to Mississippi to get there.
Out of Mississippi.
Okay.
That beautiful yacht that I bought her called the Bravo Eugenics.
Virginia.
And I'm going to get up there in my helicopter. I'm going to land. I'm going to land on the helipad on the yacht as soon as she reaches that port there in Wisconsin.
Oh, that's a long way to go in a helicopter.
Yeah,
I know it is. It is a very uncomfortable ride. But Charlotte's taking a Cowboy bus.
Okay.
Steven is driving his RAV4 up there.
Okay.
He's taking a road trip.
And Jerry Jr. claims that he's going to try to ride his BMX bike up there.
Good luck.
Believe me, he'll get lost, and we'll get another call from Grand Prairie Police to come pick him up.
Well, you do have a lot of different ways
Oh,
to
my
travel. You
gosh,
also have
man.
a private jet, too.
Oh, I forgot about that. Why don't I take that instead of that helicopter?
Yeah, that'd
Oh,
make a
my
lot more
goodness,
sense.
man.
I know. And I tell you what, these kids, there's so much strife in my family right now. I sure could use y'all's prayers.
Okay.
Our family's like Succession. You ever see that show?
Yeah.
Every one of these kids is positioned to throw the dirt on my grave and try to take a handle on keys of this organization.
I hope not.
Oh, man. And after all I do for them,
Right.
I mean, heck, I had to go take them trick-or-treating because, you know, by that time of night, Jean's passed out in her daybed.
Right. We knew that. We just don't like to talk about it.
But I had to take the kids trick-or-treating. Charlotte Britches went as a ballerina.
Nice.
Stephen got himself an Armani suit, and he glued some mirrors to the tops of his shoes and followed Charlotte around with a long selfie stick, so he went as Rich Dalrymple.
God.
Wow.
Jerry Jr. went as a 6th grader, because I think he's just really excited about being one next year. And I was just glad that Stephen and Jerry Jr. switched it up because, you know, the past 15 years, what they've gone, the outfits they've gone in, don't you?
No.
Uday and Kusei.
Oh, that's right. I think we've heard that.
And Spalding thing. He borrowed one of my suits and one of my authentic gray possum hair toupies, and he carried around a card that said Johnny Football on it and said that he was going as a generic NFL owner.
Jeez. Hey, man, 1310 a ticket, man. Their version of Jerry Jones, man.
No.
Hey, man. Hey, man, y'all check out 1310 a ticket, man. Those are my guys over there. But, man, Gordo and all of those boys. Hey, Jerry, it wasn't me, man. Jerry, it wasn't me, man. Don't cancel me.
Your damn act together.
Wait a minute, Jerry, leave me alone. Oh my gosh, man. The great Gordo is the best Jerry impersonist, man. Impressionist. You know? Oh my gosh, man. All right, man. This game is a serious game, and I know we needed some comic relief on a Tuesday. Let me know if y'all like fake Jerry, by the way. That's not the official or is that really Jerry? Huh? Who knows? You know, can you deny or confirm? Hey, who knows, baby? Hey, it is what it is. But before we open up the phone lines, let's listen to what Aaron Rodgers had to say about this upcoming game.
We won a lot of games down there, but no, not really. It's new teams, different situations.
So I should have prefaced it better. You know, they was talking glowingly of Aaron Rodgers' record versus the Cowboys, right? And basically, he lamented, hey, this is a different team, a new team, different records, different outcome, different responsibilities. And I'm quite sure if anybody's geared up and ready to play against the Green Bay, it would be the Dallas Cowboys and, of course, Mike McCarthy-led team. So that's how I'm looking at it, Cowboy Nation, and we should all be looking at it in the same light. Ain't this right? The phone line is 657-390-7391. That's the hotline, and I want your thoughts.
Call my phone, hit my line. Only ones who down for real, down for line. Keep it super thorough my way on this side. Keep it super thorough my way on this side. Call my phone, hit my line. Only ones who down for real, down for line. Keep it super thorough my way on this side. Keep it super thorough my way on this side.
657-390-7391. I had to rush the phone line the other day because I had some things to do. So I should have enough time to talk to you guys today. This is a very, very understanding game with the Cowboys 6-2, right? The Cowboys are in fighting for this division, right? We got the Giants right underneath us. We got the doggone Eagles just above us, right? So we got to continue to keep energy, and we got to get things going the best way possible. And speaking of that, I got the 510. You in?
What's up, Laura?
What's good with you, man? Talk to me.
Dude, first time caller. I've been watching for a while. I'm glad I got through. I am so disappointed in the Dallas nation thinking that OBJ is going to take us to the promised land. I cannot understand why we would think a receiver that has been injured prone,
right,
kicked off of 2 teams, got all the type of stuff, garbage that he brings with him.
Right.
That's not leadership. If he was the actual receiver that we're looking for, he would still be with the Giants. He would have never left. He would have been the Giants' greatest receiver ever.
Right.
But he's not.
Right.
And I'm telling you, it'd be a waste of money, be a waste of time, and it would disrupt our flow that we are in right now, because we are set up right now with this team to go to the promised land. The only thing that's going to stop us is us.
Let me ask you this, though.
If we pick up an OBJ,
before you go into your other points there, what's your name, by the way? I didn't catch your name.
My name's Jeff.
Jeff. Okay, Jeff. It's a pleasure talking to you. Jeff, who is saying that it's Odell Beckham that would take the Cowboys to the promised land?
Yo, I'm looking at the chat, man. I'm looking at this chat, and there's like 90% of dudes on the chat are like, yeah, we need OBJ. Yeah, he gonna take us. Yeah, we need. It's like, no, we don't. We got a squad. If we needed somebody on a squad, we'd have got somebody in the trade. The reason why we didn't pick up anybody in the trade is because the head office, and the team. They're convinced that we got a squad. We got a squad.
They were very, very in contentions to pick up Jerry Jeudy, and they was in the final hour to inking the deal on Brandon Cooks, which a third of us can be like, yeah, we glad that they didn't do that number because of the money aspect of what he was asking for, and then you had to give up draft capital for Brandon Cooks. Whereas, he's already in odds with the Texans, and he's been on many, many teams versus Odell Beckham. What I think that a lot of people...
you know yourself.
Jeff, but let me say this, though, before you go into that.
All right.
What a lot of people are saying that we are razor blade thin in that group, and there's no other options. There's no other options. If CeeDee Lamb goes down with a tweaked knee, now you're going to roll out Michael Gallup and Noah Brown, you say, and then hoping that James Washington can stay healthy enough to bring us something to the table. So I think that more people are looking at this as a depth signing, not as a end-all, be-all signing.
I understood. Before I go, I'm just going to mention what people were saying when Dak went down in the first game. And look where we at now.
Yeah. What people were saying.
How about them Cowboys?
Oh, yeah, Jeff. I appreciate you, man. Thank you for calling in. That's a good call from him. All right, so put it like this. This is my best thoughts of this. And it goes back to what I said when I was in college. Are you doing just enough to graduate, or are you seeing down the line that if I graduate and if business administration, concentration, econ is my major, then it would behoove me to make sure I get A and B's in those classes, not C's and D's, because it may be down the line when I put my name in a hat for a spot, will I have a high enough GPA to be qualified? Anybody can graduate. That's cool. But can you graduate enough to put you over? Case in point, anybody can go to the playoffs. Excuse me, when the Rams picked up the same guy we talking about now, Odell Beckham, I'm quite sure they wasn't below 500, right? They were looking at how they can improve and better their best so that in a pinch, everything condenses when you get into the playoff. The talent level increases. And I would rather have somebody that you can put out there on the field that the DB thinks twice on or three times on versus somebody say, oh, man, now the element of surprise is there. Yes, we can talk about how, Noah Brown looked good in those first few weeks, etc. But they didn't have tape on them. Now they start looking at tape. Oh, these are the things that we can take away. So I'm just saying, and I'm not putting any salt on Noah Brown. I think that he increased, he improved. I think that he bettered his game overall, and that's just a good situation. But at the same time, if I'm telling you is that it's about to rain, why not go at least purchase the umbrella? I would rather have the umbrella with me, right? Knowing that there's a 90% chance of rain versus saying, oh, man, I'll gamble on a 10%, right? Do you guys get my logic? I could be 1,000,000% wrong. I could be 1,000,000% wrong. And let my guy Brandon Ross tell me right, man. Come on, Brandon. You're live from the 815. Talk to me, man.
What's up, man?
Nothing to it, Chief. Talk to me.
they not getting Odell. Like, we trying to sell him on everything but the money that he wants. Like,
right.
And to me, like, if let's just say we gonna, cause he gonna be asking for more than what we trying to pay. Like, if we being for real. But if, let's just say we did match whatever he was trying to ask for.
Right.
To me, my question would be, so why we didn't do this with Von Miller? Like, to me, this is a bigger indictment on that move, on the move to say, we don't want to pay that.
Well, Von Miller people. Now, I'm right here in Dallas area. I've spoken to some of Von Miller people, and we had some people that come out on TMZ and beyond that said that the Cowboys just never even called him. They never even picked up the phone. He was sitting there waiting. Now, there could be smoke and mirrors, but they never called him. They thought that, look, and the good thing about this is nobody knew that the Bills were even interested, right? They smoothly said, all right, sure, we getting Von Miller. And it paid dividends week one for the
now
Bills.
You want me to believe that the Cowboys are so interested. Dude, they dangling meat in front of our face again. Like, we're not signing him. Unless he take a team-friendly discount, which they saying they having a bidding war for this man. So, they just talking. Okay. The team.
The team.
Like, we got to calm ourselves. Like, OBJ would be nice.
He will be nice.
And then I still got questions if we get him. Are we going to throw him the ball? Because that's not what we do. We throw to the person who opens. Are we going to throw him the ball? So, come on, formula. Let's run the ball.
Run the ball. Yep. To open up the pass. Yeah. So if the Cowboys, and I know smoke and mirrors, right? The owner came out and said he loved his guys. The coach said he loved his guys, right? They both said that they love their wide receivers, and they both said good things about it. So, yeah, that's political talk, right? It's like who you're voting for today. A lot of people not going to say who they voting for. That's political, right? So I look at it like this. If you bring in Odell Beckham, I don't think that the Cowboys actually will pay a lot of money because we know how the Cowboys doing this. But if they do bring him in, will it better the team or will it hurt the team from your perspective?
It 100% is we will be better. But are we going to use him? That's the question. We got questions about that with CD, with Turpin, with Tony Pollard. We still got some questions, right? Like, or am I confused? Like, did we answer those questions already?
Yeah, because we did. Yep.
I think we would be better, but we're not gonna do it. There's those moves that we like to talk about that we don't do it, but don't do it. I think we're gonna beat the Packers. We should beat them.
Right.
The Lions just beat them, so I think we're gonna beat them. My gosh, I wish, to me, you should have got part. If you're not gonna get Von Miller and at the trade deadline, if you telling me Jerry Jeudy was available, we should have did what it takes to go get him. Do you see a wide receiver coming in the draft? I'm gonna even go as, I know this would be pie in the sky, but I'm gonna say, do you see a receiver in the first round that could be better than Jerry Jeudy?
I don't foresee a wide receiver, and I'm not a draft guy until after the season.
Right.
But I can tell you that if the Cowboys continue to win, and where we're picking at, I don't see a wide receiver on the back end. There's going to be on the levels of Jerry Jeudy, and one can argue that Jeudy haven't been Jerry Jeudy, because of the fact that they had no quarterback and of course the things that they had over there. So but I'm quite sure that either Russell Wilson probably fought to keep him. Yeah, we on the same page. Yeah,
that's all I'm saying. Like, go get Jerry Jeudy. Like, if we got great Dak Prescott, he gonna upgrade him. But look, we gonna beat the Packers, but I hope we get OBJ, but I think they just talking.
Yes, indeed. Or here's the other thing before I let you go, Brandon. I appreciate you so much for calling in. people got to understand too that this is chess, not checkers. And I wouldn't want Odell to go to the Eagles or the Giants, you know what I'm saying? Back to the Giants or what have you. If there's a way that I can step in and scoop him up just to sit him to the side, hell, I'll play mean ball too. Just like dominoes.
I agree. I'm not saying not get him. But are we going to get him? I agree with what you're saying. To me, it's worth having him on your team than to letting somebody else go get him. To me, that's just me. So I agree with you.
No doubt. I appreciate you for calling in. Let me hear you say it, fam.
Hey, man, how about them Cowboys?
That's Brandon, baby. Y'all check out him, man. He's a diehard man that's in the chat area all the time, spitting his mind, and I love it. I love it, man. Cowboy, I hope you guys understand what I'm saying collectively. I'm not saying if they stick to the philosophy and formula, hell, they can call me up. I'll go up there and run a few routes. They say, man, that dude number long, whatever, I don't know what number they'll give me, but that dude with the beard hanging out of the helmet, man, that dude right there, all I'm going to do is block. If they run the ball, they're going to throw me over sometimes. But use me as a decoy. If they run the ball, we can win. The philosophy and the formula, They can call me out there, baby. And I'll do it for a veteran's minimum, Matter of fact, I do it below veteran minimum. Pay me $225,000, baby. I get out there, At my age, baby. Ain't that's right? Trey from the 901, you're live.
Hey.
Hey, what's going on with you? Did you get what I sent you?
Yes, and I love it. Oh my God, I love it. I promise if anybody touches it, they're gonna die. I'm just sorry. It is. I love it. I do. So, thank you so much. I really do adore it. I love it. I had one, and someone took it from me, and that replaced it even better. So, yes, thank you.
Yes, indeed. So on Sundays, I'm like, hold your cup up, and I know exactly what you holding up, baby. Yeah.
Sure, you already know it. It's going to be filled to the rim. Don't play with it. Yes.
To the max.
Going down Sunday. Yeah. But to your wannabe fan, Mr. Brandon, first off, Jerry Jones ain't finna go hold a press conference saying that he done eyeballed this man and then don't do nothing. We didn't know about him trying to get Judy and Brandon until until the last ending.
Yeah.
But this man then came on national radio telling folks that he got his radar on him. Right. Odell Beckham will be a Cowboy. You can believe that. And again, like I tell people, it has nothing to do with him coming in and being better than CD and being better than Gallup. It's a team effort. I keep telling y'all, we ain't playing like that no more. It ain't about who the best and whoever, because they going to get their numbers in the end. It's about team effort. And if Odell Beckham get in between Gallup and CD Lamb, come on, y'all. Who can stop it? You was complaining about him being an all right wide receiver, this and that. I'm talking about CD now. Everybody was complaining. Now we finna slide somebody in because we don't need no help really no more, y'all, on defense if you really pay attention. When we got Hanskin and now what's the guy's name? Lamont Clark and all these people that's coming back. These folks coming back. We got people coming back and don't forget, by the time we get ready to play these E-girls, Tyron will be here.
Yeah.
Y'all better ask somebody who gonna stop that wall. You feel me? So we good on defense. We good.
We good.
Offense, you just got through talking about it, Brandon. You would talk, we got to do this. And Dak, now you want to say Dak will elevate him. They going to elevate each other. This a team. That's why they going to get Odell Beckham. Because watch what happens. We going all the way, y'all. And all I want these folks to do, sit back.
Hey, you must have hit the off button, Trey. You hung up on yourself. Well, in the words of Trey, I know she was going to say, how about them Cowboys, etc. But I appreciate you, Trey. Somehow we lost connections, Maybe the Illuminati got you. I hope all is well with you, lady, But we got my guy, my coach, man, one of the greatest coaches of all time over here, Coach Marv. Baby, you're live.
What's going on, Law? How you doing, brother?
Great.
Hey, man, just want to say this before I get to my point. Names don't play football.
Right. True that.
And I think we look too caught up in names.
Uh-huh.
Because Odell Beckham, his name has not spoke up for the last 3 years. And that little couple of catches you talk about in the Super Bowl, okay. But you look at his time in the Rams, it wasn't all that great. And the time before that at Cleveland was horrible. Well, I know we blame somebody else. Said somebody else, it was the quarterback, it was everybody else. But this is what kills me. We can blame the quarterback for Odell Beckham not being good, but we can discredit C.D. Lamb for not being a number one receiver because he played with a backup quarterback. Just say this hypothetical. I ain't tell you no lie. Just tell you this how it goes. But that's how it works.
Coach, so you coach in the National Football League, right? And you got the option to say, okay, let's say if money is not the problem, if money is not the issue.
I'll take Brown. I'll take Brown at this particular point.
I'm talking about Jalen.
Two torn knees.
You would take Noah Brown.
Yeah.
Over.
Yeah, Noah Brown.
What about Jalen?
For my chemistry of my football team, for chemistry of my football team at this particular time, or what I have, yes, because you could bring in better talent and hurt your chemistry. I'm telling you what I know, Law. I ain't telling you what we can say. Well, you can bring in talent and drop them anywhere. If you don't have the structure, you drop somebody in the wrong person in the structure, you could throw the whole chemistry off of this team. Because it's just like the question when you just asked this guy, the last quarter before that this is the problem with the whole thing. He said this: if you get Odell Beckham, are they gonna throw him the ball? That question right there.
The whole thing was
right there.
The whole thing was
that's the question.
If you get Odell Beckham, would you get more production out of C.D. Lamb? Because now the coverage is going to be looking like we're going to got to pay respect. You got to pay respect.
That coverage stuff is most overrated about is bracket coverage. Guys get bracket coverages all the time. If you're talking, you watch film. Go ahead and watch the film and see how many times C.D. Lamb was.
So from my understanding, from what I'm looking at, you went back and watched that Super Bowl, right? And you're saying that those few catches, he wasn't a major factor in that.
Yeah, he wasn't, and I'll stand on that.
And if you could pick up Noah Brown, Noah Brown would have did the same thing that Odell Beckham did.
Law
in that game, in that Super Bowl.
Law. You going on names, Law? You can't tell me you're going on names. You tell me about one game. Tell me about his time
the 49ers game. Noah Brown would have did the same
thing.
Tell
me about his time at the Rams when the first 3 games he caught 3 passes. Tell me his time in Cleveland before that.
Well, Cleveland.
Who fault it was then?
Well, I ain't gonna go back and forth with you on Cleveland because I don't watch enough Cleveland tape to give you a fair analysis on that. But I can go back and watch it. But I think that a lot of wide receivers disappears in Cleveland. Now Jarvis Landry, we was banging on the table for him this offseason.
I tell you got the computer thing there. Pull up his drops.
Yeah.
Pull up his drops and tell me what you find out.
I would definitely look that up. Odell Beckham drops. You know what I'm saying? And then with that being said, is it comparable to C.D. Lamb's drops as well, or who is comparable to?
Well, C.D. Lamb drops. He can drop balls since week 2. He got dropped 4.
Are you talking about from last year, or are you talking about from over careers of Odell Beckham?
I would say this. We would probably take. I know people would probably take at this particular point. This is what I'm talking about with names. People would love to take the receiver out of. And that's my boy. He comes from South Carolina, went to the University of South Carolina, from San Francisco.
Right.
And he dropped the ball last year and this year all over the place.
So
but you know what they do? What they say? That they don't care about that. It's null and void. How many balls he dropped?
So let me ask you this, Coach. Why
and he leads the league in drops, I think.
Why is my guy Micah Parsons is disrespecting Noah Brown by advocating that he want whether he want Odell Beckham here in this locker room and on this team?
Because he copying the hype of names also.
All right, so I got his drops up right here. So in 2021, Odell Beckham had 4 drops. Passer rating when targeted was 85.1. And 2020 he had 1 drop. In 2019 he had 7 drops.
2020 he only played about maybe how many games?
In 2020 he played 7 games, 316 snaps. That's 29% of his snaps. Let's see, he had 3 touchdowns and 1 drop. That's in 2020. Man. 2019, he had 7 drops. That was his most drops in his career outside of 20. And then he was passer rated when target was 127.3. Let me see if I can pull this up for everyone.
And and ever since then, about maybe 700, 800 yard receiving years every year. When last time you had 1,000 yard receiving years?
2019.
About 4 years.
2019. Yep.
Yeah, and if he was that great, why is he going from Cleveland?
I mean, boy, we got a long list of guys that's gone from Cleveland that was pretty good because I would like to get Greedy Williams, you know what I'm saying, from Cleveland. I'd like to get a bunch of guys from Cleveland. Let me see if I can pull this up, though. I feel what you said, Coach. I understand you on this.
Let me tell you what Beckham looking for.
What are you looking for?
Beckham got the hype with him, and Beckham looking for a big contract to come in and do what you're doing. And my thing is this, man. You discredit Noah Brown because he said, well, he playing. And I can tell you one thing, Law. I've been around a long time. Talking in names, don't go out there and put on pads and don't play.
Yeah, but
that don't happen.
But Noah Brown never had over 3 touchdowns in a season, nor did he had over 1,000 yards in the season. And passer rating when targeted is not. He never been passer rating when targeted never been over 153.34. You know, so I don't know, Coach, man. You know, we have to agree to disagree. I think that Noah Brown is a great guy, but he can't hold a candle up to Odell Beckham, in all due respect.
But he might. But I'm gonna ask you this question. But he might be better for this team than Odell Beckham.
Well, put it like this. We're not saying to get rid of Noah Brown for Odell Beckham. How about putting both of them together? I think that for far as for what we're talking about, I think that Odell Beckham is a whole lot ahead of Jalen Tolbert or the other guy, the other kid.
And you're right. And see, that's what I'm saying. You put them together, you probably could get a combination of the both.
Yeah.
And then you have 4 wides, and then the running game is done.
Yeah, because the philosophy should be run the ball, though. You know.
No. You're not gonna have that philosophy. You got to be the receivers.
Well, hold on. How did the Rams win the game in the Super Bowl? They ran the ball, Coach. They ran the ball. Even Odell was out there. Cooper Kupp was out there.
Yeah.
You know, so I just look at it from that perspective, Coach.
That's 2 wide receivers. But we got Cooper. We have Odell. We gonna have Gallup. We gonna have CeeDee Lamb. And we got something that they don't have. We got an offensive coordinator that we've been trying to do. That's just like saying we got a guy that's an alcoholic, but we gonna stop the cabinet with liquor and say, hey, don't drink.
I feel you. I feel you on that, Coach. I thank you so much, Coach, for calling in.
But hold on. Let me say this real quick. I want to make a real point about football. Okay. Mm-hmm. This is a very important game this week. This is a game that is going to come down to we got a wounded animal that's still a talented animal that's backed up in a corner in their own house, and you still have to respect them as a team that has talent and good coaching.
Right.
So it is a game that's really a game that's going to help with our young team to get us prepared. This is, even though we think about it, this is a game right here that's going to prepare us for the playoffs, because we're going to be fighting a team that's desperate. So they're going to be playing with it. And so this is going to be a game that we can focus in on. Mm-hmm. And this is going to be a good game for us to give us some growth as a team. And I'm glad we're going on the road coming off this bye week. And I'm glad we're playing a desperate, wounded team. It's not going to be an easy victory, but it's a good game for us to get back into the third quarter of the season. I don't want us to look over it because, like I said, Green Bay is not a bad team. Yeah. They're not playing well, but they're going to be a wounded animal fighting for their lives. And if we can go in there and show the mentality on the road and stick to our game plan and be that physical, committed to the run, play great special teams, right?
Right.
And control this game and stop the run, we'll be able to come out here with a victory. And I think it'll be a trademark victory to the rest of this season going forward. Not because they're a championship, not because they're playing well, but just the type of team they are, all the stuff that's behind this game. So this is a very important game, and I'm glad that we're coming out the break with this type of game.
No doubt. Hey, y'all, put your hands together for Coach Marr, man. That's Coach Marr. That's a good coach right there. And I get where Coach coming from, as far as chemistry and things like that. You don't want to bring in someone that can disrupt that. But I'm leaning on Parsons, though. If Parsons says, hey, man, I would like to have this dude. Come on, man. Let's bring him in, Don't you know that the defense, because if any team is close to the L.A. Rams from last year, it will be our team. We got our Von Miller already out of Parsons. We already got our version, who I believe that's better, by the way. Trayvon Diggs over Ramsey. Shout out to Ramsey. I'm not making this a Ramsey debate, but I think that this team, from the aspect of the defense, they play even harder when they bring in somebody with veteran experience and leadership. I get it now. I get what Coach Marv is saying about Odell, and of course when he was cast out to Cleveland and all of that. But I just look at it like this, man. This dude, Odell Beckham, those 5 touchdowns last season was very, very helpful for the LA Rams or what have you. But I get what a lot of people look at. Appreciate my guy, Coach Marv. I got from the 908, you're live.
What up, Lord?
What's good?
First time caller. How about some Cowboys?
How about them boys,
How
baby?
About them Cowboys, man?
Mm-hmm.
Yo, all I want to say is we need Odell, and I'm happy if he joins the team because Kellen Moore ain't using Turpin to try to throw him out there, see what he can do. Even Tony Pollard could be thrown as a wide receiver to see what he could do. So they're not doing that. So ain't nothing wrong with adding a couple of more weapons. And Odell is a weapon. He's a threat. And that's what you want to do on the offense. Is help out CeeDee Lamb and get him that helping hand that he needs so we can go over that hump and get to that Super Bowl, because it's a long time coming. And Jerry got his eye on him. I think it's going to get done.
It's one of those things where Jerry's talking a lot, and normally when they talk a lot, they trying to do smoke and mirrors. They trying to get all of the credit that they can from it, as far as viewerships and clicks or what have you, and for branding. And I get what you're saying, and I get what a lot of people are saying. If the Cowboys just stick to the philosophy and formula, we will be okay. But I'm looking at it like this. We raise the blade thin. We raise the blade thin in the wide receiver group, and we just had Noah Brown to come back from a neck injury. We had Michael Gallup. He's coming back from his ACL. He have not been the same as far as running routes or what have you. And CeeDee Lamb got a hip pointer. The world, the universe will give you signs that, hey, be prepared for the chance of the storm. And if we refuse to say, hey, man, we're going to move to an area of the world where it's not going to be in the pathway, then we are the ones that's the fool. So that's all I'm saying over here. I'm not cheerleading for Odell Beckham, but I'm saying that for right now, the options that's available, why not?
Hey, exactly. A little help ain't going to hurt. And as long as Kellen Moore and that team is firing on all cylinders,
yeah,
he doesn't come up with no hocus-pocus plays, we're going to be good. We're going to be solid.
Yeah. I appreciate you so
that's
much,
all I want
man.
to say.
Let me hear you
Thank you
say
for
it.
accepting my call. And how about them Cowboys? Let's get it.
How about them, baby? And that's just my thoughts on it, man. Look, and I don't want you guys being disrespectful to my coach, man. Coach Marv is my guy. You know, I lean on him for understanding of the game. I don't know it all. He's been down in the trenches before, right? He coached on multiple levels. So I'm not going to be disrespectful to my coach, and I don't want you guys to be disrespectful of Coach Marv. We are family. And the good thing, the beautiful thing about family is that we going to disagree. I think we all can agree on one thing, though. Don't put raisins in the potato salad, you know. But outside of that, we will have our disagreements. But that don't mean that we don't like one another or we should hate one another, right? So let's be mature about it. Let's not name call Coach Marv, right? Some people look at me for being a fool, right? I said Noah Brown. He wouldn't do X, Y, Z. I said Cooper Rush, you know. I said all of those bad things. And what he did, he won 4 games or helped us win 4 games, right? So it's about the team, the unity. It's about having a grown folks conversations and not always agreeing. Look, y'all wouldn't be here if we all agreed on everything. Y'all be like, man, you know what, man, we just agreeing too much, man. You know, we want to have the discourse, but in the right way. Ain't that right, Maryland? From the 214, you live.
Hey, love.
Hey, what's good with you, lady? Talk to me, man.
I'm good. I've been listening to all the callers.
Mm-hmm.
And I just want to say, love, look, I'm 58. I have 7 brothers that's older than me. And I've been watching football ever since I was a little kid. I didn't have no choice but to look at it.
Okay.
But I just want to say, we need that ammunition. We need Odell Beckham. And I listened to him the other day. You know, he said all that Hollywood stuff. I really believe he done changed. He said he's not with all that right now. He just want to win. And, you know, he just want to belong to a team. He don't want to be doing all that traveling and all that stuff. And all this our team, the Cowboy Nation, we're just so negative. Just so negative. The Cowboys are winning right now, so we need to come together as a unit, as a team, and just respect what the Cowboys are doing right now and root for them.
Right.
But we do need him. We do, because, like you said, a lot of our guys are, like, banged up. We don't know what CD going to do. We don't know what Noah Brown going to do. He have done good.
Right. He done good, you know.
But we need some more ammunition. And what's wrong with more ammunition? If you got a gun, don't you need ammunition?
Right. Look, at the end of the day, ooh, you speaking the truth. Because at the end of the day, we're not asking to get rid of anyone. Like, we're just asking to bring in more help. And I don't understand. Like even if you look at Odell, even on the interview, he's like a different guy. He don't have pink hair, plum hair, you know what I'm saying? He didn't dye his beard. He looking like me a little bit, you know, although I'm about 11 years older than the kid, you know. But I'm looking at him like, hey, he just trying to get somewhere, play football, whereas he just want to stay somewhere for a long stay, not a short stay. And we all knew that the Cleveland, when the Giants shipped him off to Cleveland, they wanted to do that to stick him. You know what I'm saying?
That's right. And I just want to say, I don't want to be Coach Marv up, but Coach Marv, when you're looking at the same Super Bowl I was looking at, because if Odell wouldn't have got hurt, he might have would have been the MVP. He was playing pretty good. Yeah. And Odell is the one that got them to the Super Bowl. Without Odell, they wouldn't have got there.
Yeah, that 49ers game, he had some pivotal catches in that game, too. I appreciate you so much for calling in. Are you the youngest out of your 7? You got 7. You said 7 older than you.
No, my mom had 10 kids, and 7 boys first. And then she had another daughter. She had a daughter before me, then myself, and then my baby sister.
Okay, so you right after the baby child. Okay, all of y'all.
It's 5 still living.
Oh wow, okay,
5 still living out of 10. But I thank God for the 5 that's still living.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, we all had a blessed life. But yeah, go Cowboys.
Go Cowboys.
How about them Cowboys?
Yes, indeed. How about them? I got Montana, then I got Coach AJ, and then I got Cromartie. In that order, and then Lady Jessica. So those are the rest that's here, and then after these few calls, we'll lock it up. But man, we having a great time, y'all. We are. My God, Montana, hold it down from the 8.
Hey, Sister Cassie, what can I start for you?
It's good, Montana.
What up, Long?
Oh, like what is that, man? What's going on with you, man?
Can't call it, brother. I just wanted to call in. I know you probably hear my belt. I'm in the whip, man.
Okay.
Yeah. But I just wanted to call in, man, and just say, hey, man, everybody who being negative about my man, Odell Beckham, Odella, listen, man, he ain't on that 2015 Giants pack, whatever the heck he was doing then. The man changed, man.
Yeah.
He wasn't doing none of that crap in Cleveland. He ain't do it in L.A. You know what I'm saying? No shade to Coach, but, man, Coach was reaching a little bit, man. Talk about drops or whatever, but, like, we ain't worried about drops. I don't care about Odell Beckham only having 700 yards or whatever. Odell Beckham haven't been, the main focal point for quite some time now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know. I don't understand why Cowboy fans out here trying to look for him to be the savior. No. Odell Beckham is here to, shore up the receiver room. As much as I love my guy Noah Brown, I was probably the only one who believed in Noah Brown when everybody wrote him off.
You did.
But I still want Odell Beckham over my guy Noah Brown.
No way. No way. I'm playing with your dog. Oh my gosh, man. Hey, Choctaw, man. You've been Noah Brown guy before he even got here, man. I appreciate you for your thoughts on that. And like I said, no shade at anyone. I think that Noah Brown stepped up tremendously, right? And I can't recall a game that Noah Brown had like on that biggest of the biggest stage like the Super Bowl, like Odell. Now, I do know that people are going to say 2 reconstructed or ACL tears, man, that's something we can be all talking about. They bring him in on a first play, he can go down, right? But what you risking here, at this point, because you're not getting rid of a player to bring him in, right?
Correct.
It's okay. I'm trying to make sure.
But then, I've seen a lot of people upset about the Roquan Smith team, and I just want, fans to understand about the Roquan Smith deal is, okay, you got Micah Parsons.
Yeah.
Who's better right now, Micah Parsons or Roquan Smith? We all know as fans that Cap Boy is not going to pay for 8 games for a Roquan Smith. Pay him $20 million and then turn around got to pay his own stud. It's not happening.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? As much as I wanted Roquan, we have our own Roquan.
Yeah, I mean,
my man Damone Clark, he will be ready when it's time. He's young. You know what I'm saying? I played ball to some of the highest levels.
Right.
You can't get better sitting on the sideline. It's impossible for you to get better sitting on the sideline.
On my soul, yo.
You know what I'm saying? So when Damone Clark get his turn, he will show, hey, this is why they didn't go get, Roquan Smith. Y'all got me.
Yeah.
So I just want, Cowboy fans just to chill out, relax. You know what I'm saying? If Odell come, cool. If not, y'all know what team we got. Y'all know we still capable of going to the Super Bowl. I'm not the type to be like, hey, we're going to the Super Bowl. Nah,
you sure ain't. You remember, you like on the big game side. You know what I'm saying? Some things,
Yes, sir. But I ain't going to tie the lines up, man. I really appreciate you for having me on, Law, man. I just want Cowboy Nation to understand, man, we ain't doing that this year. Let's go, Cowboys, man.
That's my guy, Montana, man. Appreciate him. Yeah, man. I had Roquan Smith and Damone Clark as the same person, right? And I think that Damone got a little bit more wiggle to him, believe it or not. Both guys are nice. So next year, I think that the Cowboys will be probably looking at one more linebacker just for depth, because I just think that Cox and Harper, those two guys, man, Cowboys got something out of them, but injuries always pay a situation in, and then it's just one of those things, whereas we have to sit back and wait. And the Cowboys wanted to do LVE a solid, since he been solid. And that's what we're saying, LVE. And that's just how it goes, man. Let me let my other coach in, man, one of my favorite coaches out here, man. Coach AJ, you're live from the 316.
Hey, man. First of all, you can't compare Noah Brown to OBJ. Let's just call it what it is. You're trying to compare Michael Jordan to one of the guys at the end of the bench. Stop that. It's almost insane that he's saying that, because Noah Brown has been in the league for how long now? 5 years?
Yeah, 5 years.
5, 6 years. I mean, 5 years. Don't even compare that. Hell, if you're at the end of the bench, you're at the end of the bench for a reason. I mean, the same thing that these Cowboy fans were doing when our second-string quarterback won 4 games. Well, he's better than that. No, there's no comparison. One guy's won 55 games, and one guy has won 5 games. There's no comparison. Stop. Don't do it. Now, I'm kind of with Coach. In some areas, I worry about a guy with 2 knees coming off 2 surgeries. That's tougher on the body.
Right.
So I can understand what he's saying there. But that other BS, hey, man, drops don't mean diddly-do. Do you make big plays when they're there? Noah Brown dropped big plays. We threw him one in Kansas City. Oh, the ball's behind it. Hell, catch it. That's your radius. Make a catch. We also know OBJ can make catch radiuses look silly. I mean, hell, the ball's sticking to him. Has Noah Brown proved that he can make a catch radius with Dak? No.
Not with Dak.
Not at all. No. Hell, we threw him one in the against the Raiders last year. The ball has got to be perfect with him and Dak. Now, with him and Cooper Rush, he make big plays. But those ain't big plays. Those are average plays. This man has made big plays because he played in a Super Bowl. There's no comparison. One dude can't even make a big play in Kansas City. I mean, that's foolish, Coach. I would have to say me and Coach would have to disagree on that.
Okay.
The agreement part is I don't want to give this guy $10 million and lose a knee, so I got to have this structured deal.
Incentive-based contract, yeah.
Yes, it's got to be.
The Sean Lee contract, yeah.
All,
let's give him one of those.
Hey, man, if this dude go out tomorrow and blow a knee, you done gave $10 million away. No, that's not my thought. My thought is you bring him in, sit down for a cup of coffee. It don't cost me nothing. But hell, if he start talking 12, 20 million, no. Go on. Let him go somewhere else. And I am on the side with him. There's nobody bidding on him. He just throw the Cowboys name out because that makes the most attention-grabbing deficit. I mean, as soon as you mention the Cowboys name, what happened? Everybody's talking about it.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to give him $20 million. I just can't do it. I'm with Coach Marv on that. But, Coach Marv, if you say one more time that Noah Brown is in the same comparison, I'm going to have to come out and take you for a shot of tequila and see how many shots you can hold up.
No doubt, Coach. Yeah, and I know you good for it, too.
And I ain't talking no cheap tequila. We're going to go 1942. Every time he say Noah Brown and OBJ in the same sentence, he got to take a shot.
Hey, Coach, man, I appreciate you so much, man. Oh, my goodness, man.
Boss man still owe me some, too.
Oh, Boss man.
Boss was talking. Yeah, boss. Hey, boss still ain't took those shots yet. Noah Brown being Chris Carter. Man, what are you smoking? Chris Carter? Come on, man.
Oh, my God,
baby,
man.
Y'all go do y'all thing. How about them Cowboys?
Yeah, about him, man. Yes. That Coach AJ, man, right there. The battle royale of coaches, man. The Coaches Podcast. Man, look, and let me be the mediator or something. Let me put me in the middle. I'll be Molly for a day, huh? I ain't gonna wear no wigs or no skirt. Come on. I'll just be the mediator. Like Cole Pizza back in the day, when they had the dude in the middle. To have coaches, the Coaches Podcast coming to you live. Oh my goodness, man. Hey, both of those guys, their wealth of knowledge that they got is crazy. Both of those guys. And shout out to both of them. Mad respect to both coaches, man. And hey, Coach Marv, Coach AJ is real about them shots too, though. I got my guy from the 848. Is that you? You're live. Is it Carmody? 848. Yellow. Once. Twice. 3 times a lady. Speaking of lady, Jessica, you're live from the 903.
Hello.
What's going on with you? Well.
Ready for the Cowboys to whoop the Packers.
Let's go.
If it ain't broke, why fix it?
Yes.
I'm ready for them to go out there and play smash mouth football, 60-minute or complimentary football. Mm-hmm. They've been on the road. They locked in. They 6-2. Let's go make this 7-2. I'm ready to see this 7-2. That's what I'm looking forward to. I would love to see 30-16 again because that popped up on my Facebook news, what I had posted when they won the game, but it was against a different team. So I'm looking for them to whoop the cheese head. I don't care for the Packers. I don't like Aaron Rodgers. Snooty sobby self. I'm looking for Sam I Am to go out there and sack him. I'm looking for Tank to sack him. I'm looking for Donovan Wilson to sack him. I'm looking for number 27 to get after him. Defense need to stay on top of him and all of those people. Whoever get the ball in their hand, sack them, knock them down, strip fumble. Right. Let's go. Let's win. It's all about the Cowboys nation. I don't have time for the niggas. I don't care about no OBJ. I'm sick of hearing about OBJ. The boy done said too many times he don't want to play in Dallas. But y'all keep on getting on that hype because I don't fall for that Kool-Aid or anything that JJ say until I see it with my own eyes.
Yeah.
EVO, have a blessed day.
No doubt. That's Lady Jessica, y'all. Hey. Shoo. She like Thomas. Let me see the holes and the hands. Reach them out. Come on, JC. Hold those hands out. You said that you are the Messiah and that you rose from the grave. Let me see. Some people got to be like Thomas. Let me feel the holes in the hands. Oh, it is. You know what? The good book left out the reaction. I wish we had the reaction of Thomas saying, "Oh, it is." they should go into details of how when he held out his hands, you know what I'm saying, and he touched the heads. The good book, they should have had somebody to transcribe where the theologians at when you need them. The theologians should have wrote down what Thomas actually did when he reached around in there. He should have been like, "Oh, ghost." They left out the reaction. Come on, man. Somebody go and get the scribes and people who wrote that stuff and put the reaction in there. Yeah, my goodness, man. He probably like, man, he's real, baby. All right, let me double back to Cromartie, man, from the 848. You're live, man. You're live. Hello. Yellow. Odell, this you, Odell. Hey, man, we talking good about you, man. All right, man. We're going to let the 686 get in the mix, man. Come on. You're live, 686.
I'm live.
Yeah, it's you. It's all you, man.
Yo, what up, Blah?
Yes, indeed.
I was going to go ahead and say we had Odell Beckham on our team. His name was Amari Cooper.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, if you look at the similar stats, they're pretty much neck and neck. I mean, you got Amari 884 targets, Odell 880, completion percentage, catch percentage 62.9 to 60. I mean, he's pretty much just another weapon for Dak.
Yeah.
So why not just go out and get him? You ain't really taking a loss on anything.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you know, at this point, I think
much gaining.
I think that what happened last year for the Rams, right? They went and said, "All right, man, you know, we all in, man. Oh, the Cleveland want to get rid of? Okay, that's cool. We'll pick up Odell. We'll see what he can do over here. He was considered a basket case in Cleveland. They picked him up. They got him, what have you. And then the following week, Robert Woods went down. They didn't even bat an eye. It took him a minute to get on the same page, but shoot, everybody was pumped up and geeked up because they got the kid. So you're right.
Not only that, the Jerry's benefit is you're going to sell a lot of jerseys.
Oh yeah, shoot.
Just the number alone, you know.
Well, he can't wear 3. He can't wear 3, and he can't wear 13. So, outside of somebody on the practice squad that got 19, he had to give up that number, and then you just say, "All right, cool, Odell, you can have 19."
Exactly. I was really hyped up for Tolbert, but I mean, from what I've seen, he's only been on the field once, or at least got 1 target.
No doubt.
You know, we're not really using. We just wasted a second draft pick on him and just let Ridgeway go. I mean, it looked like a real good draft, but we're just letting a lot of talent go to waste.
I mean, you know, here's how we got to do the draft, though. It takes 3 years to properly grade a draft. And most drafts, you're looking for 2 starters. And if you got 2 starters, then you won. You know, regardless of how you shake it up. We got Tyler Smith, he's a starter. Who else is a starter now? Dayron Bland, he's a starter now. And I think that in the pinch down the line, you can look at Sam Williams being a potential starter. So that's a good situation for us. And then let's not sleep on Damone Clark. So you're not going to get all starters, but if you every year you're getting 2 starters out of a draft, you winning.
Exactly.
Yep. So regardless, we still looking good in the draft. Now, could we finesse the draft a little bit and get the guy that was George Pickens in the second?
Yeah, he's doing pretty good.
He's doing pretty good. And maybe, just maybe, Sam Williams would have dropped to the 3rd, or you can trade back up and get him. Now that's nitpicking. Hindsight is 20/20. But man, that would have been nice, right? We wouldn't even be talking about Odell. We'd had Pickens. Woo! Man, let me get you off the phone, man. I thank you, man. Thank you so much for calling in, bro.
All right. Thank you for your time, fam. All right,
good call, bro. Ooh, y'all get what I'm saying? Yeah, man. Sure. But that's the cons and the flow, the ebbs and flows of the draft. Let me see. 848. You live, man. Odell, pick up, man. 848. This Odell. All right, man. I got the 919. What's on your mind?
Hey, what's going on, though?
Nothing to it, Chief. Talk to me, man. Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah.
Hey, what's going on? This Rico, man. You been doing all right?
Man, Rico, I've been doing good, man. You know, doing good.
Yeah, that's good, my brother. I was, listening to a lot of the commentators, and I want to go back to Coach Moss for a second.
Let me do this before you say anything else, man.
The conference has been locked.
Let me lock it down, man. We'll be here all day. Go ahead. We got this line longer than Shaq feet.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I got you, my brother. Yeah, I agree with Coach Moss talking about the formula.
Yeah.
I agree with him 100% about that. Now, I don't agree with him about the Noah Brown and the Odell Beckham, because talent is talent.
Yeah,
and you can't dispute that. There ain't no way you can dispute that. It just God gives certain players certain talent, and God gives certain players not certain much talent. But going back to the Odell Beckham thing is, I think what we as Cowboys fans got to look at is Beckham's come off 2 ACLs, and he's 30 years old.
Yeah.
I think he's trying to create a bidding war a little bit.
Yeah.
Because you would. If you was his agent, you would.
I would.
Because that's right, you would.
You ain't lying.
And now we can't look at what Jerry's saying, because Jerry is not going to be the one to negotiate. It's going to be Steve, and we know how Steven is.
Yeah.
And I think what is going to be the key to it is what team is going to be willing to give Odell Beckham a contract with not so many incentives in it, and more guaranteed money and years. Bottom line, that's just the bottom line.
Now he did say, it could be tongue in cheek, but he's looking for a long-term deal, right? He's looking for somewhere he just had a child. He just had his wife just had a child, or a significant other. They just had a child, and one thing I can tell you, man, moving around here and there, a lot of people say, man, when you got money, you can move anywhere. It's not about that. No, it is about that. School districts and raising your kids. It's about making sure that you're in the comfortable spot for a long stay, not trying to pull up Google Maps and trying to figure out where you got to go and things like that. So I'm quite sure at the age of 30, he's trying to look to settle down, and he just want to have a mainstay, a long stay, not a short one. But go ahead.
Yeah, I agree with you 120%. That's what I was going to get to. He's 30 years old.
Yeah.
I don't think I think people bring up about how he was when he was with the Giants. I think Odell grew up a lot, and being around Aaron Donald and them boys and Ramsey and Von Miller last year helped him a lot. It made him mature.
Yeah.
So I think that he's a more wiser man now.
Yeah.
And it goes back again what you just said. Now in Dallas, if you look at all them things, we have a good inside scoop on that. Low end tax, no income tax coming out of it.
Yeah.
The money.
Yeah.
Housing market is very good in Dallas.
It's growing.
I ain't from Dallas, but I've looked it up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So again, if Stephen Jones is gonna be willing to give the man, to me, I would do it like a 3-year deal with the 3rd year option out of it.
Yeah.
And give him about 10 to 12 a year. I think that's what if you was gonna sell your car, in your heart, the car worth 10, but you're gonna put 15 on top of it because you want that 10.
Yep, on that 10.
You see what I'm saying? So as his agent is going to overshoot some. He's going to overshoot some. You would. If
I
you
would. Yeah, you ain't lying.
And see, that's the key. And I think at the end of the day, ain't but 1 or 2 teams willing to do that. And like you said, you made a good point yesterday when you talking about that tent.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's better to
Yeah, you already know.
It's better to,
you can say it,
Yeah, it's better to piss inside that tent than to be pissing inside the tent. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But the thing about it is, it's Stephen Jones we talking about. You know what I'm saying? It's Stephen Jones.
Yeah, Stephen Jones. Do he agree with that philosophy? And for those who don't know, it's better to have him inside the tent pissing out than outside the tent pissing in. And there's a team that made multiple moves, ladies and gentlemen. That's not shy about it, and they was even trying to go get Alvin Kamara. You know what I'm saying? And it's just that the Saints were trying to ask more and more back for returns, but that team is the Eagles. And I'm not saying that I would be in fear of the Eagles picking up Odell Beckham when we play them, But what I'm saying is that that's an extra added weapon if they do decide to go that route. Because he did say a 7-0 team reached out to him, and he ain't lying to kick it, because that can be easily disputed if he was, right? So I look at every angle of trying to better my best, right?
Yeah. And like I said, I don't think no team gonna give him $20 million. I don't think no team will give him 15. But I do think a team would be willing to give him between 10 to 12.
Yeah.
Maybe 13 for at least a year to a year and a half. And then, like I said, put a year where you can get out of it just in case he starts deteriorating. You know what I'm saying? leave yourself an opening.
Yeah.
And like I said, you put some incentives in it, but you can't make it just an incentive-based deal because he's looking at saying same thing. Like we talk about him too, ACL.
Mm-hmm.
He know that too. He know that better than we know. He know his body better than anybody on his phone with his spoken.
Right. And then don't you know who gonna know a lot? Britt Brown, if he do decide to come over here, who got a wealth of knowledge of information. We got a guy that got his meat falling from the bone as far as his hamstring that's going to play in a few weeks, right? We had a guy that had an ACL reconstructed knee too, and on top of that, we had multiple situations. A guy with his neck, with his spine meeting each other, right? You know what I'm saying? That one hit would make that man paralyzed for life. And we had a doctor to say, hey, some reports were saying that the man would never play football ever again. We got two of those guys on this team, right? And they both making plays. And I'm not hating on LVE, but we can clearly see that Damone Clark and the wealth of knowledge that we have from our medical staff, we are probably the best in the business. Matter of fact, if I have something wrong with my body, I'm going up there to Jerry and say, hey, man, let me speak to Dr. Cooper for a second,
Yeah, and like I said, whoever get over there, it's gonna come down to who can come up with the most creative contract with a little security for him.
No doubt.
That's what it's gonna come down to.
And I think that we have the most experiences with those type of contracts. I appreciate you for calling in. What's your name, fam?
Rico,
man, let me hold on before you go. Let me make sure I save it in here as such. Give me one second.
We have spoke many times, man.
Man,
me and you and Boss was on the phone one time. And
man,
look, you see Boss. You talk to Boss more than I do. When you tell Boss, because me and Boss had a dispute back here a couple weeks, about a month or so ago about Dak Prescott. And Boss got in his feelings about it. And ever since then, he won't house talk to me, man.
No.
He won't. I believe he's still in his feelings about it. And I'm gonna say this.
What did you have to say about? What you had to say about him, man? What you had to say about Ryan Dakota Prescott?
This is what I said about the Prescott. I said because I remember I said the numbers don't lie about that. When you run the ball, he's almost undefeated. And I said the way Dallas was building his team at the beginning of the year. You can see Mike McCarthy believing in one first offense because he believed that Dak plays better when you run the ball and he's play action.
Yeah.
I said, but this the key to it now. If we come up run first offense, and we're going to play some teams that can be able to slow the run down.
Yeah, right.
They're going to have a front four, front seven that's man enough to just man up with us. So.
Right.
And I said, there's going to be some throws Dak going to have to make. And I said, Dak missed them throws. We're going to have to look at him a little bit. We can't keep going looking back in the past. We'll have to look at, hey, man, on big-time game situations, when there's pressure there and the winners get smaller, you got to make them. I ain't saying make a lot of them, but make one or two, make 3 or 4. And I do believe Dak can make them.
Yeah.
But if he don't, we got to look at him.
Right.
And
right.
I said,
as we should to all quarterbacks. If it's single high coverage and my quarterback can't make those throws, and because here's the thing, there's a trade-off in football. If a team is shutting down and stopping the run, it's because they're in a certain formation. Now, and you're supposed to be able to beat that formation. Now, if they stopping and shutting down the run and umbrella defense like they're dropping 6 and 7 DBs, then that's, my friend, is a coaching situation from the running back coach or from the offensive coordinator, right? So I wish my guy Boss would have tagged me in. I'd have got in there, because if Dak Prescott can't win the one-on-ones on the single high safety look, then I would really give salutes to you or the Brandon, my guy Brandon that's in the chat, of saying that Dak Prescott ain't that quarterback. But when we look back at games, what Dak Prescott issue is believe it or not, it's unique. He's great against blitzes, right? He's great against single high safety looks, but he's horrible when they're dropping 6 and 7 DBs and coverages, and him got to go needling through that, because I think that he's trying to think too much. It's too much for him to do. But one thing I can say, hold on. One thing I can say is that what I believe that the coaching staff uncovered, that, hey, run the ball. When they dropping 6 and 7 DBs or 7 DBs on the field, run it. Dak can occasionally throw in there, but I don't want Dak to throw in there all the time. And that is what they really uncovered when they brought up Cooper Rush versus Cooper Rush teaching Dak something.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Single high, you're right. His number speaks for itself on single high and blitzes. He's right up there in top 5.
Man to man.
But when you run up against a team that can put 5, 6 in the box, front 4, and can, like Denver did, like Tampa has done at times, and some you have to blame Kellen Moore because sometimes the running game is like no.
You're supposed to run on that. Yeah, you're supposed to run on that. Yeah,
that's right. You gotta give it time. You gotta take them 2 and 3, 3 and 4, and just wear the team down. And you gotta play nutritional war.
Right,
I call it.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And some of that falls on Kellen Moore. But when the game starts shortening and getting closer, and then you gotta say, okay, 3 or 4 minutes left in the game, or I need to make a play.
Right.
Or it's 3rd and 7, and let's say you put Dak in 5 or 6, 7, 8 situations where it's 3rd and 7, 3rd and 6. I ain't saying he got to get them all, but he got to hit some of them.
Yeah, but that Florida game would be a whole nother dynamic. I appreciate you so much for calling in, Rico. Thank you. I'll talk to my guy Boss about that, man, and we'll go over it maybe tonight. But I appreciate you, man. Thank you for calling in, fam.
Yes, sir. You have a good one. Be blessed.
Yes, indeed, man. Good call from him. Look, good call for him. Mr. 316 Law. Nah, dog, I gotta disagree. If you put raisins in your potato salad, yeah. You banned from bringing anything. Well, I don't know, man. Whoever, show of hands if you ever had the raisins in the potato salad. Yes, indeed, man. These are some good calls, man. I got Thomas, then I got the 904, then I got the 336, then I got the 860, then I got Queen from the 910, 863. Then I got Aaron Long. That's all of the people that's here that's waiting for me. But bear with me. I got a Amazon delivery package on the front door, and I got to get it, man, because sometimes when no package is there, you never know. But in the meantime, let me give y'all a soft screen while I go to my front door. Let's give you guys this right here. I'm gonna play a song for y'all so that I can go check this door out. Y'all just bear with me for a few seconds. What I got? Where is that? Here we go. Boom. Let me go. Let me do that. And we'll play some holding music. We'll play. Let's do that.
Yeah, I just wanna run it up. Count a check or something. I've been really in the field, let up. Yeah. I've been really in the field, let her rush, I let her feel. Lately, I just wanna run it up. Don't need no deals, I make the deal. Half a ticket to a meal. Lately, I just wanna run it up. Yeah. Kinda check a song. Lately, I just wanna run it up. Count that too, count it up. Yeah. Count it up. Lately, I just wanna run it up. Need them ones, I need them fives. Need them tens, I need that change. To the safe, got blues inside. Greens and pinks, it's all the same. I still save and roll my change. Take some losses when I play, charge it to the game. I'm with L, yeah, I'm with T Black, I'm with Reverend now. I'm with Bay, yeah, I'm with Jay, yeah, I'm with Chuck and now. Still the same, not switching sides, now it's about loyalty. You switch sides off for the bag, and that's worth more to me. I mix Nike with designer, I experiment. You just rock what's on the shelf, and I'm not feeling it. Search for the one, but baby girl, it's nothing real as this.
No doubt,
Can't
no doubt.
trust a soul, I keep a hammer, call it too legit. I've been really in the field, let her
shout out to Amazon.
Lately, I just wanna run it up.
Amazon is the best thing ever in life because you can do all of your shopping, your holiday shopping with Amazon. And shout out to my team of Amazon folks, man, for stepping up and being part of this. All right, so we're going to knock these phone calls out. I got my guy who's been waiting patiently from the 615, Thomas.
What's up, Lo?
Nothing to it, Chief. Talk to me, man. What's on your heart?
Yeah, man. I just got out of the building, man. I just got through voting.
Voting?
Y'all
Okay.
need to go vote. Y'all need to go vote when you get the chance.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Yeah, man, I think we're gonna get OBJ. I really do. And everybody has been debating on money.
Money. Yeah.
Yeah, on the contract thing. Let me tell y'all something. When you are in negotiation, you're gonna come for high number first.
Yep.
You're gonna go for high number first, and you're gonna work your way down. And once you work your way down, once when you and your boss or whoever meet halfway, boom, everything is confirmed.
Right.
But I think we're gonna get OBJ. I think we're gonna get him between now and first part of next week. But that's just my crazy guess.
Mm-hmm.
That's my crazy guess. And Green Bay, Coach Marv, he was right. We can't take Green Bay lightly.
Right.
We need to, we need to go in that Sunday. We need to play our game. We need to handle our business. Go on up in Milwaukee, Green Bay, wherever it is. Do our thing up in Lambeau and come on back home. We are already playing, in my opinion, what I call a mini murderous row.
Right.
We got Green Bay Sunday, and then next Sunday and then the Sunday after that we got Minnesota, and then on Thanksgiving we have the Giants.
We got those 3 home games. Yeah, we got the 3 home games, and we gotta. Well, it's good though.
And and if we can, and I was thinking about this last night. If we can win those 3 straight games.
When we win those 3 straight games, baby.
When we win those 3 straight games.
Mm-hmm. When.
Philadelphia. You in trouble, baby. Don't lose for Christmas Eve. Don't do that.
Yeah.
Don't lose for Christmas Eve, because if you do, you're doomed. Don't lose for Christmas Eve, because if you do, your days are numbered.
Yeah, we're going to be the Grinch. Yeah, they're going to be little Timmy wishing for a victory. We're going to be the Grinch. We're going to walk in there. We're going to just steal it from them, baby. Yeah.
Don't be timid, because you shook anyway.
Yeah.
You shook in.
Yeah.
You already know you haven't played nobody.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you still have to play the Giants twice. And who's to say if Washington may beat them next Monday night? And you play the Titans, and you play Green Bay, and I'm gonna put New Orleans in there. People saying that Philadelphia got a soft schedule coming down this stretch.
Yeah.
That's a damn lie. That's a lie, Law. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
That is a lie. I'm telling you, that is a lie.
Yeah, we will see what happened with them, man. But I appreciate you for calling in with your points there, man.
All right, brother.
Appreciate you, and keep at that gym now. Keep at that gym, fam.
And how about them Cowboys, baby?
How about them, man? Yeah, that's my guy Thomas, man. Always, man, in the gym. And then I sure hate that I didn't get a chance to meet up with him in the Chicago week. But shout out to him, loyal supporter of the channel. I got my guy DT from the 904. You live.
Hey.
What's up?
Hey, how you doing?
Daryl, it's all good, man. I can't complain. Talk to me.
Don't worry about nothing. I'm going by what you say all the time. It's better to be prepared, don't have the opportunity, than it is to have the opportunity and not be prepared. This is your words.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to be fine.
Yeah.
Odell Beckham can't ask for so much because you're only going to get 1 month out of him. And we do get him. We're going to make sure he's healthy to play. Like you said, we got the best doctors. And if he passed that, he might be lucky if he played Thanksgiving. I'll say that. Maybe Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
But being retired prior military, I want Odell Beckham because I believe in heavy artillery. Heavy. I was on a battleship. Heavy artillery.
Yeah.
You're going to need it.
Yeah.
If we don't, they will.
Yeah.
Don't cut nobody slack. And up there to Green Bay, beat the brakes off their ass.
Yeah.
When we would go to the Vikings. There's a guy on my job talking trash. Talking trash about them sorry-ass Vikings.
Yeah.
I said, Cousins going to give us 2. You know, we're going to be fine. We're going to be fine.
Yeah.
And don't worry about the contract. Everything will be fine. Oh, and one more thing before I go.
Talk to me.
Coach Marv, I don't know what you were smoking or what it was, but you are right. I like what you said, but today, your off day. Today was your off day.
Yeah.
But that's okay. Everybody has an off day. Everybody has an off day. But after all that said and done, how about them Cowboys?
How about them, baby?
Have a good day.
Yes, indeed.
And you still need to be.
We say?
Oh, you still should be win that award. I keep messing this up all the time. They need to take Skip off the air and put you up there.
Man, how about it, man? You know,
It's Mr. Nasty time.
I thank you so much for that. Yeah, appreciate you. Yeah. How about them Cowboys for my guy DT, man? Don't you know, one of Skip paychecks, boy, would finance this whole entire room over here. That boy getting paid that bag over there, so you can't get too mad at the man for fabricating stuff because, but he made it, I made a G today, but you made it in the sleazy way. That's one of those type of things. All right, I got my guy from the 336. You in the mix?
Hello.
Oh, you about to get that axe. What's good? You live, man. You live. Talk to me, man.
What's up, Law Nation, baby?
What's up, baby? What's good with you, man? Come on. Talk to me, man.
Man, this is Timothy Thomas, man. I'm always in your comments, man. Listen.
Timothy.
I ain't going to be here on long.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir, Doc. This is me, man. It's my first time ever calling in. But I hear a lot of people talking about this, man. I'm a Cowboy fan. I've been a Cowboy fan, man, for years, just like you, Law Nation. My problem I got with this whole situation is CeeDee Lamb. CeeDee Lamb is not no number one. OBJ, if he comes in there, we'll get the same results when we had Amari Cooper. Amari Cooper opened up a whole lot for him. Yeah, he might not show up sometimes, but every time he did show up, CeeDee Lamb was right there catching balls. CeeDee Lamb is not a number one, man. Period. He's not a number one. But OBJ come in there, I do feel like our medical staff is the best in the league. I agree with y'all when y'all say that all day, every day, man. Because Tyron Smith is coming back. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If we get OBJ in there,
yeah.
I'm going to tell you, it's going to open up that running game. All these different things are going to happen for us that we need to make it to the promised land. Because remember this here also, Jerry did say this, I will pay any mighty dollar for a Super Bowl ring. Isn't that what he said?
Yeah, that's what his mouth said. Yeah. Open up. You know what I'm saying? Because if it's about the money, if he's a billionaire, you just say, I'll bring you in. And there's a house down in Frisco. I don't know how these keys got in my hand, but they falling in your hand. I don't know how you're going to be able to use this. But, hey, there's a Ferrari and a Maybach that's parked inside. You know what I'm saying? Hey, in your daycare, you don't have to worry about it,
And Long Nation, I'm going to say one more thing, and I'm going to let you
Talk
know,
to me, man.
You did a wonderful job, man, by letting us all call in and have a free moment. I'm going to say this one more thing, and this right here, man, is this. I do agree, OBJ, when he was in Cleveland, he was a ruckus. He was a nutcase. We all seen it, man.
Yeah.
He wasn't happy.
Yeah.
Now he's in a place now, like somebody said he had a baby. I didn't know he had a child.
Yeah.
If you got kids, we all have got kids.
Yeah.
We're gonna act like a child when we're in our younger days, but when we get older, as the good book say, we put away those childish things. Can I get a witness?
Yeah. We put away those things, baby. Appreciate you, Timmy. Appreciate you. Let me hear you say it, man.
Later, baby.
Let me hear you say it, though. I ain't gonna let you go until you.
Oh man, hey, man. How about the Cowboys, baby?
Yeah, baby.
Peace.
Peace, man. Yeah, man. So y'all know, man, when you get that child, man. Look, I'm from the country, and we used to have Rockwallers. You know what I'm saying? And we had a dog named Crystal, and she was the most loving, caring dog on this planet. But when she had those babies, shoo, you reach your hand off in there. Because you had them children, you had them little kids there. But she was wild before she had them kids, man. She was wild, but then she started settling it down a little bit. And when she had them kids, she would even bite the owner head. That's what they the Rottweilers, man. You got to be careful. So that was a life lesson, don't become between a dog and its bone, but don't definitely come between a mother dog and her babies. But there goes to show you that, it shocked me. It shocked me, man. That dog hurt my feelings, man. I said all this stuff I did for you, feeding you, making sure I wash you and everything, and this is how you treat me. I wouldn't go Michael Vicker, but it was just one of those things. Whereas you come between a dog and look at my growl. That's her actually making that sound. By the way, I dubbed that out. But people act different when you put the kids involved into it, man. That's just how it goes. But I already know. I know for sure this dude right here, I'm gonna let him speak because I know he changed. He got the VIP lounge and everything. But shoot, now that he got his son, shoot, let me know how you changed from the 860 from the VIP lounge. What's good?
Lord, VIP, baby.
What's good?
Law. Let me respectfully. I love Coach Law, but let me respectfully say this. Don't ever, Coach. Look, I'm a Brown. I love me some Noah. That's my cuz, long distance. But don't put OBJ and Noah Brown in the same sentence. And it's not no knock against Noah. I think that's our problem, Law. Like, we can't have enough and be happy.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that's why I say this, Law. At the end of the day, if Jerry wants to go in his bag and Jerry want to snap his fingers, Jerry can make the Dallas and Texas move. He can stop the water. He can, like when Moses stopped the water with his staff, that's what Jerry can do for OBJ for Dallas. And he's the only owner that possesses that power that what OBJ is talking about.
Right.
Philly doesn't possess that power. So if he wants stability for his family, Jerry can make stability happen with the snap of his finger. Yeah. So that's not really what we're talking about. What we're talking about here is the it factor. You can say what you want. My coach told me one time, I'll never forget this. Quick analogy. I was a freshman in my football years in high school, and we're going to the semifinals to get to the championship game. And my offensive coordinator did not want to start me both ways because I was already starting as a freshman on defense. And the head coach said, bump that. Primetime is playing both ways. If he's going to help us get us to the finals, to the championship game, why are we holding him back? Because he's a freshman? No. Put him in on offense. Needless to say, we made it to the championship. But it's not about me. What it's about is some players have the it factor. You can't coach it. You can't draw it up. You can't go in the lab and cook it up.
Right.
OBJ is the reason why the Rams have a ring right now.
Right.
It wasn't Cooper Kupp putting in that work the first half. Go back and watch the tape.
Okay.
So you can say what you want, but this is the reason why Cowboy Nation is so frail is we don't want to see, we walk around with blinders. Some of us have our eyes open, and we have foresight.
Yeah.
And what my foresight is telling me is, what is our strength of our team, Law?
Defense right now, right?
Okay. So can you imagine OBJ giving you one score a game? Just one score. What does that do for our defense?
I mean, shoot, less time on the field. I guess I don't know, man. Shoot, OBJ.
No, you're absolutely right. Not only that puts our defense in winning mode because like I know, nobody wants to sign up and pass against our defense.
Right.
Nobody. So if you score 7, if we have added 6 points on top of what Dak, Zeke, TP is already going to give us, come on, man. This is a no-brainer. I don't even know what we're talking about here. What we really need to be talking about is setting the damn edge, and I'm watching tape where I like me some DA, but DA needs to know how to set the edge on that run pass option. That's what's hurting us. That's what we need to be thinking about.
Yeah, you're right.
Thinking about fantasies and all these other hypotheses. No, let's play what we got right here. What we got on our plate right now is Green Bay. And I heard a lot of our players talking about how they love some Mike McCarthy, how they going up to Green Bay, getting this dub for him.
Yep.
I respect that. I respect. That means they love that dude.
Man, they do, man. They playing for, they're ready to step in front of the train for Big Mike, you know, and I love hearing that, man, because they give us extra information on how this team feels collectively, man. And this is good stuff, man. Good stuff, man.
You know, we owe them. Yeah. We owe Green. He know it. He know it was a catch. We ain't even going back to that. But we already know, Lord. We owe them. We owe them.
We do. We do.
But what we can't do is fall asleep on that guy, because we already know what 12 can do.
Yeah. Yeah.
Even though he might be laying low right now, he's got the it factor. So don't sleep on him.
No, we just got to put him out early, man, and let him start doubting his team, you know, and start pointing fingers. And normally when you point the fingers, you got 3 pointing back at you, right? So, hey,
right.
It's one of those things that we just got to be ready for it, man, and I can't wait to see that all together, man. I appreciate you for calling in.
And look, hold on. Before you leave, y'all was talking about the good book. In the good book it said, and this is one thing I want to go to the Cowboy Nation, is the good book said in one fight there was a big fight, and they said, look, I'm going to take 300 and go up against 30,000. I trust my 300 up against this 30,000 because this 300 is strong. I'd rather have 300 strong people than 50,000 people that's shady. So I'm going to need the other 50,000 or whatever, 100 Nation, I'm going to need y'all to strengthen up, man. Grow some cojones and stop being fair weather fans. And let's get it, man. Let's think about what we got in hand. Let's go Cowboys. And if Jerry really want to go in his bag, if he really see this window, which this window right now is open for us.
Mm-hmm. It is.
So we got to capitalize on it. We have to.
Yes,
and Jerry window personally is closing. He know that.
No doubt, man. I appreciate you, man. Hey, you already know how it is, man. Let me hear you say it for you roll.
You already know. How about them Cowboys? I ain't a killer, but don't push me, Lord. Shout out to all the queens out there.
Yes, indeed. And speaking of queens, we've got to prepare yourself to get ready for the queen. You know what I'm saying? Because you know how it goes, and everybody already know how this thing rocks from here.
Fatality.
Yes, indeed. Let's get this next caller on. She's your queen to be. You're live, Queen. Talk to me.
Lord, that was a beautiful. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Can you hear me good?
I can hear you well.
Okay, that was a beautiful introduction. But I am up front by all these officers, and I can't be myself. But I think that OBJ would be a good signing. I have one question for you. Would they have to pay him, if he came here in the next couple of weeks, would they have to pay him for an entire season, or would it, be lower because of the fact that he would only play like 8 games?
Well, the thing is you can stretch it out. This would be a long-term contract. That is what he's looking for. He's not looking for a short stay. He's not looking for a one-year rental. So his camp is looking for something long. So I would give him maybe a 3-year deal with some blanket years on the back end of the contract, some upfront money guaranteed, and with some incentives. So you wouldn't have to spend all of the $6 million that you got because you can prorate it. You can also take money from others and split it out and spread it out. But for what he's looking for, from what my knowledge was, is somewhere around what Gallup got. Right. So, and do we have enough wiggle room to do that? Yeah. I mean, you probably could give him that contract. But what people got to do, Queen, is don't look at it for just this year. Look at Odell Beckham for next year and the year after.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because he's got his 9 months of healing that he was supposed to do for his ACL. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so now, if he came to us, he would get, like you said, our medical team, our rehab staff, best in the business, to, guide him on his way to a good future in Dallas. He says he wants to stay here. I know that OBJ loves the Dallas Cowboys, and he wants to stay with the team. He wants to retire from the team. And I think he would ball his ass off if he came to the Dallas Cowboys, because that's where he always wanted to be in the first place.
Yeah, I think he got relatives somewhere in Texas and, things like that. So, yeah, I mean, it's always good to say those things. Hey, I would love to play for a team that I rooted for growing up. And, for the home team. You know what I'm saying? Play for the home team.
Yeah.
And if he's thinking that he got little ones now, legacy and things like that, why not?
Yeah, he wants to stay somewhere, probably until he retires. He wants to buy a home. He wants to settle down. That's where his mind is right now. His mind is not all on those lights and party and glamour and all that stuff. So I think it would be a good deal.
No doubt. I appreciate you. So
all right, that's all I got.
Can you still say
how about them Cowboys, Law?
I'll take it. And then normally she say let them hang, but I know she at the job, man. Appreciate you, though.
All right. Thanks.
That's Queen right there. I would sing the song again, but I only have one in me, to hit that high note. I had to pull it from the beard. We got 2 more callers. Who next? Okay. Aaron, man, what's good with you, dog? Talk to me, man.
Law, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, man.
All right. Everybody knows Jerry Jones loves his future players. So OBJ,
man, I can't hear you, man. Where you at, man? You underwater, man? What you got? What kind of phone that is, man?
Yeah.
I can hear you better now.
All right, my friend. You know Jerry Jones loves his future players, so OBJ got a leg up in that department. So, I mean, it's like beating a dead horse, man. Everybody wants OBJ. My question is, how's our DBs going to hold up against Aaron Rodgers? When's Terrell Batcher getting off? When's he coming back in the lineup?
Yeah, we'll know more about Terrell this week. As far as the information, as far as the DBs, I'm confident in my guy Trayvon Diggs, because they Romeo Doubs got hurt. I think he's out. They've been a shell of themselves with the wide receivers. Now, the only reservation you may have against Aaron Rodgers would be how he's going to look at attacking and trying to pick on Anthony Brown. But outside of that, man, everything looks good, man, as far as what we do as far as matchups wise. And I will get into more details on Wednesday when I fully look at majority of the all 22 of the Giants, not the Giants, but the Green Bay. So if the Giants beat Green Bay, I'm quite sure we'll give them a run for their money too, though.
Right. Yeah, my only thing, man, I'm over the Odell, man. If he comes, he don't. Like, I just want to know who's going to get picked on the most, Bland or Brown?
I mean, try Bland. They try Bland. It's picked off to the 20, to the 10. I think that Bland got the good size and all of the weapons for Green Bay. I'm not speaking I'm not speaking like we gonna win, like beat them up, blow them up, and all of this stuff, because it still got to play football, and I'm trying to be objective as positive as possible. But our matchups outrank their matchups on the offensive side, from what I can see so far.
For sure. I ain't gonna hold you up, man. I'm at work, so I just wanted to get that point across, man. Like I said, if Odell comes, he comes. He don't. Still Cowboy Nation.
No doubt, man. Appreciate you, man. Salute.
Indeed.
Yeah. My guy Aaron, he's at work, and I think Aaron, the other Aaron Jones, he's hurt, right? That's Aaron from the 562, man. Y'all put your hands together for my guy. 346, you in the mix.
What's up, man? How you doing, man?
Man, well, I can't complain, man. Talk to me, man.
Man, shout out to the Dallas Cowboys, man. We on the way, man. If we get OBJ, I feel like if we get OBJ, man, we can push to that next level. And the next level I'm saying is conference championship conference final. And that would give the offense more stability. It'll get an offense. It'll get an offense more. It'll get an offense more time. Because I feel like we get another superstar. We get a lot of confidence growing in that locker room. Yeah. We go against the Eagles. We go against the Giants. Packers, or anybody that's got a winning record or just a dangerous team at that. I feel like a person like OBJ can give us another, dangerous weapon to the team that can give us so much confidence,
right,
into going, into the next step, and that's the Super Bowl. Once we get OBJ, man, can't no team come in there and put fear in our hearts when we on that field in no typical way. We can't get distracted in no way or anything. We get OBJ, we good. He's slim, he got skills, and he just that dude that we need, man. We just that dude. He's that type of dude that the Dallas Cowboys need.
No doubt. I do look at this like, yeah, he gonna have to still prove it. And I get what Coach Marv said if we leaning on names or what have you. But there was a player by the name of Prime, and I'm not saying that Odell Beckham is in the same room as Deion Sanders Prime, but on the latter part of his career, teams would still play him as if he still had that speed, right, or that range, because they said, man, that's Prime right there. He's open, but he really not open because he got that closing speed, and I'm not finna attempt that. So when teams' game plan would be, hey, at the end of the day, that's Odell, man. Shoot, I'm not finna let him catch him.
I feel like Odell is going. He mentally? He probably in a state inside his life where he was going to different teams and trying to his passing, because he ain't his pass attempts, his receiving attempts have been down since he first came in the league when he was with the Giants. If you look at it on the chart, when he was with the LA Rams and the Browns, his receiving records, it ain't showing. He ain't get that many attempts, them targets. They ain't, so I feel like if we get him, it'll put him in a better groove mentally, and he'll do better. I still feel like OBJ is the same person. No matter if he's 30 years old, I still feel like no matter if he had ups and downs, I still feel like he's the same person. He just needs that group. He just needs that extra, that oomph. He needs that.
I mean, you spitting the truth,
one thing
man.
I want to say, Dallas Cowboys fans inside the arena, we need more electric power. I don't know who's listening to this, if they're going to go to the games or, vent to someone around the Dallas community, Cowboy community. We need we need something for the crowd to give the defense a distraction, or the opponent a distraction. Because we go out there to Philadelphia, man, them people, man, that crowd is crazy. Green Bay too. They crowd is real crazy, man. They loud, and I like it. But when you listen, on TV, when you listen to Dallas, we lit, but the crowd is just not giving that.
Man,
It's not
man,
internet.
we bougie, man. We bougie over here, man. Come on, man. You know, we bougie. We got wine and cheese, and we got we sit down with our business suits on at the game, man. We ain't rowdy like that, man. You know, Eagles fans, they rowdy. You know, Packer fans, they got to.
Yeah. Now we ain't got to be rowdy, but we really do, because I know it's a lot of Cowboy fans. This is America's team, and I know it's a lot of Cowboys fans. When you go to other states and other arenas, you see Dallas Cowboy fans everywhere when we play them other teams.
You know where our craze fans at?
Who?
Our craze fans, like, you know, you see the man that paint his body all blue and run out there with spikes on top of his head. Yeah, it's in L.A., man. When we go to L.A., that's what we do. You know, in other parts of the country, man, it's just in Dallas. Dallas is unique, man. It's a different.
Yeah, I like what we got. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah,
well, what we got right now, I love it. I ain't gonna lie. The team effort they giving, the chemistry, the you know, the teammates in the locker room. I feel like Micah Parsons. I feel like he started that. Once he came to Dallas, whatever he did in that locker room,
right,
it turned them up to every one of them feeling like they're somebody, they're being themselves, and they're playing football.
No doubt, man. I appreciate you for calling in, fam. Appreciate you,
yes,
man.
Sir. I want everybody to follow me on Instagram. If you know, I'm no disrespect. I want everybody to follow me on the Instagram at StroWorld, STROWURLD at StroWorld.
Hold on before you go there, man. Hold on. How you spell it again?
STROWURLD. It's like Astroworld, but StroWorld with you.
Let me see. Okay. Oh, I gotta put the L in there. Hold on. LD. Let me see if I can find you right quick. You got an A dot? Is that you?
Yeah. No. It's STRO. Yeah. Dot. STRO dot. I don't think it's no dot.
I thought you ain't pulling up. I'm looking for you, man. I'm looking for you, man.
WURLD.
Man, he ain't pulling up, man, for me, man. But I'm gonna look you up, man. Matter of fact, put your link in there, man, and I'll find you, man.
First, man, and have a good day, man.
No doubt, man.
Let's go, baby. We in there.
Yeah, and likewise, man. Let's go. That's a good call from him. It's a good call from my guy, you know. And when y'all call in, if y'all got social medias, don't be afraid to let me know, man. You know, let me know, you know, because as I grow, we all grow, man. All right, Cromati, man, I'm gonna try you one more time. 848, man. You live, man. You live.
Hey, what's up?
Oh, okay, good. I'll say Odell, man. I thought you was Odell. Want to call in, man? Well, you've been waiting here for a minute, man. Talk to me, man. What's on your heart, man?
Yeah, what's going on, man? I'm from New Jersey, man.
No doubt.
Yeah. Listen, man. I've been a Cowboy fan since 1976, my brother.
Okay. 70s.
And listen, you know, everybody's sitting there saying, you know, we don't need Odell. But listen, we need Odell, like I said before, because he's just another piece for us.
Yeah.
You know, we got to spread the offense out because, you know, everybody going to play Lamb, you know, and they're going to play, you know what I'm saying, all our players that's on the field.
Right.
So we got to understand that, listen, Odell opened up that room for us so Dak can get that ball to him.
Right.
You know, and see, our defense, we don't need no more pieces of our defense. Our defense is a shutdown defense right now. Okay. Everybody coming back healthy.
Yep. Yellow. Boy, you're a good one, Cromati. You mentioned defense and they shut you down. Hey, man, I appreciate you calling in. I thank you, man. Let me hear you say it, man, before I let you roll. I think you're in a bad spot.
How about them Cowboys?
No doubt, man. Defense so good they shut the caller down. You know, he had nothing else to say after that. That's what I love to know, man. That defense gonna be stifling, man, when we get all of our pieces together. Appreciate everybody for tuning in to this, man. And let me just play this one more time for those who are new to the station, man.
Whether it's, Buffalo, whether it was, Green Bay calling the Cowboys, whether reunion with the Giants, like I want to be able to spill like my last, I'm not saying I only got 3 or 4 left, but these next 3 or 4 years into something where I could buy a home. Like I can call this place home. I'm tired of living out of too many suitcases.
Yeah, for sure.
It's just not. I've done the rock and roll life. My mom sent me this article the other day, and I don't know, maybe this dude has some self-esteem issues or something. He kind of was just attacking me, and it was like, oh, well, teams only want him for the name or whatever, but it's just weird that, GMs of teams, teams that are all going to the playoffs, teams that are all 6-2, all 7-0, the top teams are calling. It's not like
of course
any just team is calling because people know what I can do on the field.
So, shout out to them and that podcast there. Here's my thoughts of this all together. He mentioned top teams are calling, right? Teams that go into the playoffs or already got their foot in the playoff, right, are calling, and not the lower tier teams. Because when you're close, when you know and you understand that one player can help, not saying that one player makes the difference, but one player can help. Football is a brutal sport. Football is a cycling sport. Meaning that, 1 week he's the hero, the next week he's the zero. 1 week you can be looking like you're hitting on all 4 cylinders, right? Or 8 cylinders. Shout out to the 12 cylinders, right? But it could be a situation and scenario that your wide receiver go down for 2 to 3 weeks, right? And now you got to abandon everything. What if you bring in somebody that can keep everything afloat? That's what I'm saying. You might have got by the first few weeks of the season, but everything condenses toward the latter part or during the playoff time. And you better be prepared. One of the callers said, man, he listened to my speech about it's better to be prepared for an opportunity and not have one than to have the opportunity and not be prepared. Those are me telling you things from experiences, not for me just reaching for straws, right? When the weatherman say it's a 90% chance, you can say, hey, with faith and understanding that I know that it's not going to rain and I'm going to lean on the 10% chance. You can do that. You can absolutely do that. But I'm telling you that if you don't work for it, it's all dead. If you're not about that action, it's all gone. Because the same thing that you have faith for, without works, it's what? Can y'all put that in the chat box? So you got to work for things, right? And anytime you read anything with motivations, right? Anything with good information, nobody got it by laying down, right? Everybody have to work for it, right? You got to get out there and grind for it. And that's what I've been telling people. Some things come for those who don't work, but they lose it so quickly. And I'm not saying that the guys that we have on this team is not working for it, grinding for it. But when you have a person that's been an advocate, like a Parsons, for Odell Beckham, meaning that he's seen the work actions. He understands that if I get this guy for this team, it's going to do elevations. Because I know that Jalen Tolbert probably need to learn a little bit more. Who can better teach Jalen Tolbert than a Odell, right? Versus a Noah Brown, versus a James Washington. So now we're looking at those levels to it. One of the greater storylines I've read a couple of years ago was how Emmitt Smith benefit Larry Fitzgerald. You see, a lot of people didn't know that they was on the same team that year when Emmitt got off to the Cards. But Emmitt was able to put down and give the knowledge, the regiments, the war of attritions, a whole bunch of wealth of knowledge passed on from Emmett to Larry Fitz, 2 different positions on the same side of offense. But sometimes, like I tell people all the time, yes, that new broom can sweep the floor, but that old broom can get those corners. Let me know how Larry Fitzgerald's career went for it. You know what I'm saying? Went for him. So I'm just trying to give you guys some understanding of that. And I'm not saying that I'm right. I could be 1,000,000% wrong. It could destroy the chemistry. Everything could fall on his face. But the odds are pretty much on the other favor of it not happening, especially a guy that helped a team win a Lombardi trophy where we haven't even sniffed to in 27 years, right? How ashamed would we be if we don't entertain that, Cowboy Nation? But as we depart, if I offended anyone or hurt anyone's feelings, charge it to my head, especially not my heart. And I thank those who support this channel via super chats, stars. But the best thing that any of you guys can do is share this content. Maybe it can fall upon the ears of someone new to help us grow. And smashing that like button, it does something unique to this channel, right? Give visible information to somebody that's spitting the real to you. And if you're here and you watch this entire episode and you have not hit that like button nor share this content, and you watch, and it's all free 99, I'm not begging you, but
shame. Shame. Shame.
Ain't no shame in my game for asking you guys to do me a favor. You know, to tell that like button to lean forward, or that subscribe button to lean forward, or that shared icon to lean forward, and you smash that and you hit that. But this team, you know that guy that walked those 1,000 miles? The journey of 1,000 miles begins with one step. Yep. In many of books we read that if somebody is willing to walk 1 mile and you with them, you rolling with them, walk 2 with them. What if they willing to walk 100,000? Can y'all walk 200,000 with me? That's all I'm asking. How bad do you want it, Cowboy Nation? Write this down. Store it in your mind, your heart, your sinew, and your soul. If you want a thing bad enough to go out there and fight for it, to work day and night for it, to give up your time, your peace, and your sleep for it, if all of your desires of it makes you quite mad enough that you don't get tired of it, and it makes you hold all other things tawdry and cheap, if life itself seems empty and useless without it, and all that you scheme and dream is about it, if you'll gladly go out there and sweat for it, fret for it, plan for it, and lose all terror of your mind for it, if you will simply go after the thing you want with all of your capacity, strength and scarcity, with faith, hope, and confidence, and stern pertinacity, if neither cold poverty or famish or fame or sickness of your body or brain can turn you away from the thing you want, if dogged and green, and besiege and beset it with the help of Almighty, you will get it. Odell Beckham said, I'm willing to go somewhere that I can showcase my skill set. Play it again, Odell.
Whether it's Buffalo, whether it was Green Bay calling Cowboys, reunion with the Giants, like I want to be able to spill like my last, I'm not saying I only got 3 or 4 left, but these next 3 or 4 years into somewhere I could buy a home that I can even call this place.
He said, spill it. Man, with that type of mindset, spill it. May not be here, but the man just said what he said. That's been my time. I really thank you all for yours. And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best. Oh, I got one more thing I got to say about this. And if we got real dogs on this team, and if Noah Brown is hearing that, and Jalen Tolbert and James Washington is hearing that too, and the Cowboys decide to pick up Odell, y'all already know what I say. Iron sharpens iron. Steel sharpens steel. If they real dogs, bring it. We right here, and we ain't going anywhere. Come on. Stay blessed, y'all. Those boys should embrace it. And that's right. Thanks for supporting the nation. I'm going to read out the super chats. JoJo, Grant, appreciate you. Chris214, Mr. 316, the superstar. Appreciate y'all, man, for supporting this. That's been my time again. Let's get on up out of here.
Nowadays, nothing really excites me. Only one of me and nobody's like me. Phone ringing.
Let me see some fire in the chat. Let me see some fire down there. Let's go. Shout out to you, Paul, Mary Lawn. Appreciate you. Come on. Shout out to you, I am awake. Or yo. Shout out to you, Sadiqwa. Charles. James, appreciate you. Asmodeus, thank you. Come on.
I used to be quiet and out of luck. Now I move up and move humble cause the hate and the jealousy. My mama telling me count up your blessings and run it up. Nowadays nothing really excites me.
He needs some milk.
Like me. Phone ringing and I tell him it's I got wifey on bling and she freeze. Photo, please, no photos. Jeez, no,
hey,
please, no
let me know.
I keep giving game away. I put game on layaway. I got paid
Come on.
to play today. I get paid to stay away. I get paid on rainy days. I might make it rain today. I got paid off pain today. Thought it'd take the pain away. In my own lane, finger roll. I would never sell my only soul.
Never.
Heard your whole team was for sale.
Come
Put
on.
this on the market for the low. Who the realest?
Y'all know who the realest. Come
All
on.
this acting, you gon' play a role. Give you the world when they sign you up. Try you out and then they line you up. Ooh.
Where my dogs
now
at?
you're looking hungry, ribs are touching, need some food. Now you're all on
down.
live acting surprised,
Get
but
down.
you was fooled. Boy, get out the way, it's been a day, now you're on news. Now you got the pen and pad, you're trying to take my moves. Nowadays, nothing really excites me. Only one of me and nobody's like me. Phone ringing and I tell him it's I got wifey on bling and she freeze. Photo, please, no photos. Jeez, no, please, no photos. Nowadays, nothing really excites me.
No doubt. I'm gonna get on out of here, man. One love to y'all. MSU Spartans. Appreciate y'all. Let's go, Cowboy Nation. Oh, I forgot to slow it down. Let me slow it down for those who refuse to leave. Just want to slow it down just a little bit. I got you. Come on. You're listening to DJ Law on the mix. MSU Spartans. Dak is benefiting from what was built with Rush for weeks.
You must be out your goddamn mind. You must be out your goddamn mind. Don't let the street
Appreciate you though, man. Big Steve, what's good? He says the best podcast music ever. If it's your birthday this month, Happy birthday to you. They say Scorpios run the world. It's Aquarius season for me, though. I'm Aquarius. Shout out to the February babies. I follow. You can also check out this episode on the podcast. Check me out on the podcast, Spotify. Appreciate y'all. Amazon Music. Appreciate you. Man, happy belated birthday to Asmodeus.
This is Sparta!
You pray for rain, you gotta deal with the mud too.
So far, if a baby grain can fly, fly on, fly on, fly on, fly on, fly on.
Until next time, DC for life. Salute.